Yo, yo, yo. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's cracking, man? We back. You already know what it is. Another edition. We're going hard at the city tonight. Um, got some things to discuss. Got the Yankees Mets going right now. As I'm looking, I think we tied up 6-6. So we also got New York Giants into training camp. You know what I'm saying? Saquon Barkley news. We got that going on. We also move into the off season of the NBA. Knicks, Nets. The Nets are involved in the NBA draft. The Knicks are not, but the rumors are heating up. What can we learn from the Denver Nuggets, y'all, in respect to how to build a team? I do want to talk about that. Also, New York Rangers got a new head coach. We'll touch on that briefly. And also, coach got some news on Rutgers and the New York Liberty. But before we get into all that, how y'all doing tonight, man? Got my man Jay Lay in the house. What's good, Jay? What's good? What's popping, bro? You know what I'm saying? Of course, as always, got my man, my bro, my big bro, Coach Ed, man. What's good? What's good? How you doing, Coach?
Yo, what is going on, everybody?
Feeling
It's
good.
apology time. Let's get it going. Heart of the city. Let's rock.
No doubt, man. What's cracking, man? I see you, Breezy. What's good? What's good, bro? What's popping, man? You know what I mean? No Mets. What's good? What's rocking? What's rocking? You know what I mean? What's popping? Who else we got in here? Levance. Much love and respect, everyone, man. You already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Lasagna. He said lasagna.
lasagna for supper tonight. All right. I see you, man.
Baisan. Manja.
Right.
I barbecue tonight. I had some ribs smoked out today, so I got some
Oh,
ribs
okay.
and some zucchini on the grill a little bit. I got some of my wife
Uh,
fish and shit, so I put that on the grill too.
all right. That's what's up, man. I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? So we good money tonight, though. We good money tonight, man. We're gonna dive right into the show. So let's get into a little bit of this training camp news. Since we got you up here, Jay Lay. We'll get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on with the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley? So
I'm glad you asked. I'll let you go. I'll let you get your stuff out, and just let me know when you want me to go. Just do your
all
thing.
right. So Saquon Barkley, obviously still looking for a new contract with the New York Giants. He has been franchised. He has not signed his tag, and he is not in um, OTAs. And from my belief, these OTAs are supposed to be mandatory. And also, the fact of the matter is, Saquon Barkley is the lone New York Giant not present at OTAs. And we'll get into some practice notes and some things that went on OTAs here in a little bit. Some positive, but we got to get this out the way. Saquon Barkley's not there now. Saquon Barkley was heard on an interview, if I believe, and he mentioned the fact that, again, the rumors that have been going on as far as his contract situation were false. That meaning that he was asking for what they were saying was up north of $14 million. Saquon Barkley did state that he wanted to be a New York Giant, and that he still was not going to or wanting to set the running back market. He said all those things were true, but yet and still, we have not had a contract. The Giants have been talking to Saquon, but Saquon is not. They're not able to come to an agreement now. What I heard, just my ear to the streets, you know what I'm saying, being a part of the community, is that it's about the guaranteed money. Um, and they're just not there with Saquon Barkley. Josh Jacobs is having a similar issue with the Vegas Raiders over there as well. So now, personally, my unpopular opinion, I'm gonna give you that first. I'm gonna pass the mic to Jay Lane, coach. I want Saquon Barkley on this team. I think the Giants absolutely need him. I think that he is going to put this offense to another level, having Darren Waller, having Paris Campbell, Daniel Jones coming back, of course, Slayton and the rest of the crew. I just don't see how this can't get done before July. July 17th, I believe, is the deadline. If it doesn't get done, Saquon Barkley, from what I'm hearing, is planning to hold out. That's not good, y'all. That's not good for this team morale. It's not good for this team chemistry. It's not good for this spotty Heckle and Jekyll bipolar fan base. It's not good for nobody involved. So, I still think it's going to get done, but it's not a good situation to go into going into training camp here for the New York Giants. I don't care how you slice it or anybody else slice it. In my unpopular opinion, it is not a good situation for the New York Giants, as I've mentioned those reasons, as I just stated. Peace, wifey in the building, Nisi Wise. Peace, what's good?
What's up, Nisi Wise?
But Jay, what's your opinion on that, man? Talk to me. What you thinking, man? You said you got a lot on your mind, man. So spill it, brother.
First of all, I just want to thank y'all for having me on tonight. I appreciate y'all.
Of course, man. Always, anytime.
Now, this is real sticky with the whole Saquon Barkley and the Giants organization and what's being offered, what's not being offered, what's true, what's not true. Now, all of us on here can agree that we don't know what's going on, right? We don't know. We can all guess.
Absolutely.
But we don't know what's going on. The only thing I can go off of is what the two parties are saying, right? You got Saquon, you got the Giants organization. Saquon is saying that that 14 million and all that. Now we already know that 12 million or whatever that was halfway through the season, he turned that down. Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That was stupid. Looking back,
allegedly. So yeah, that's my
thing, because they said, and then they got the 13 and the 14. But who are these sources? Is it the Giants organizations that's saying? Because Joe Shane hasn't said that. Joe Shane hasn't said that they offered him that. Dayball hasn't said that they offered him that. It's always been they or somebody else or whoever. I don't know, but it's never the two parties involved. Now, what we do know is what one of those parties said, which is Saquon Barkley. Now, I don't want to get too much into it because I got a video that's premiering at 10:15. G-Way with Jay, it's premiering tonight at 10:15.
Okay,
I don't want to
check that out, y'all.
I don't want to get too deep into it, but two of the parties are negotiating. One of them says that the offers, as far as the 14 and all that, is a lie. He said that's not true. That's why he was upset. Is because there's been accusations, or not even accusations, but things being said that he's being offered this and offered that, and it's making him to paint him like he's denying those offers and like he's greedy. So what we have heard is that Saquon wants to be a Giant. We have heard that Saquon does not want to reset the market. And that's what when you ask Saquon, he'll tell you. He's upfront, he's honest, he's saying that those were lies. The Giants organization, what have they said? Oh, we're not talking about this. Next question. We're not speaking about that. So if you're being honest and you're all up and you're all for Saquon, why can't you just tell the truth? If Saquon's lying and you are offering him these things and he's not accepting these offers, then Why aren't you calling him out on it? Excuse me. But I just don't. I just don't understand.
What?
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why there's two parties involved. One is saying that these offers are not true, and the other one is saying I don't want to talk about it. So who's the liar? What is
Right.
has Saquon shown himself to be a liar or to be a disgruntled player or employee? Did he not
I'll tell you who the liar is.
did he not forfeit that touchdown so the Giants can win and not so Saquon can pad his stats? You tell me.
I'll tell you who
True
the liar
that.
is.
True that. Hold up, Lou. What's good? First of all, bro, appreciate you coming to the.
I'm gonna tell you who the liars are.
Coming to the building.
Y'all
but-
know I'm a Saquon fan, bro. I don't play that shit.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get Coach's perspective real quick because we want to keep this. Yeah, we want to keep this. You know what I'm saying? Like objective. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all Saquon fans. I'm a Saquon fan too, but I'm looking at this from a realistic standpoint as well. Coach,
realistic. The liars are the media.
Well,
They
yeah,
don't
of
got
course.
shit else to write about, so they come up with bullshit. But go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach. And then I'm gonna get you in there, Lou.
All right.
Appreciate y'all, man. Big Blue Crew in the house, man.
There are so many different layers to this whole situation. So many different things that is causing so much unnecessary
distraction.
It's not even the distraction. It's the way that it is causing fans to literally. My feeling personally, I feel like a lot of people are ready to jump off the ledge behind this. I said it today on a couple spaces. It's first and foremost, contract negotiations have been going on as far as I know. LT went through contract negotiations and fights with the New York Giants. Everyone needs to back up and just let them do what they're supposed to do. I personally believe we got 34 days. We got 34 days. I think something is going to get done in those days. Now, let me say something that I was watching NFL Live today, and I even double-checked with one other reliable person who told me that the numbers that they gave are true. It said Daniel Jones' career as a starter when Saquon Barkley is available. With those two together, they played 34 games. Daniel Jones' interception to touchdown to interception rate is 44-17. 44 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Passing yards per game is 230 yards.
Is that when Barkley's on the field with them?
That's those two on the field together, or they're in the game. What that's the bottom line.
I know what you mean. I got you.
Yeah.
Without Saquon Barkley in the game, there's 19. There's 19 games. Touchdowns are 16. Interceptions are 17. Passing yards per game are 198. So no one is going to deny that Saquon Barkley plays an important role to the offense.
Yeah.
Some want to argue that he's the biggest reason. Others are going to argue whatever. You know what? It's still a team sport. It's a team sport, but Saquon plays an important role. Bottom line is this. They're going to get a contract. Who's lying? Lou just kind of alluded to some of my sentiments. It's everyone else, because both sides realistically are not going to negotiate in the media. That would be bad business. That's bad. Yes, that is bad business.
Exactly.
You don't do that. Now look, there's going to be feelings hurt or whatever. Management is going to contract negotiations. They're going to argue every little thing to not pay you XYZ amount of money. And Saquon conversely should, like I just read, sit there and hit them with this, hit them with that. This is the reason why he should be getting paid whatever his dollar number he is. Now they should be working to come because nobody should get exactly what they want in any contract
Should
negotiations.
be a compromise.
No,
No, yeah, there's
exactly.
compromise on both sides.
So if both sides are saying we missed out on something, then it is a phenomenal contract. Now, I've heard the argument Joe Shane is putting his foot in the ground and he's not budging and all this and that. We really don't fucking know.
We
We
don't.
don't know. So you know what? With all the media, because I saw Ian, what's his name, put out something, and then it was one other reporter who said no, that's not true. That his information is wrong. Damn, Pat Leonard. That's what I'm thinking of. And most people are like Pat Leonard. Oh my gosh, whatever. So Lou is basically right. They're just putting out information to stir the pot to get everybody to pay attention. If you watch the video, the full 12 minutes, like they were hitting Saquon literally with the same questions over and over again. And
Like
it's
an
just
interrogation.
now Saquon's argument is we've said this is a family information, so we should keep it within the family. That's fair. But my question is, if it ain't coming from the Giants, there may be a leak. I forgot who said it on the Spaces. He said, we don't know if it's a damn janitor who heard something and he's running to the media because you know what? They're going to give him a couple of dollars.
Yep, they'll give him $200.
So everyone needs to calm down. Let them play it out. You want to know what? They did the same thing with in terms of some of the negotiations, the tactics or whatever with Daniel Jones and even with Big Dexter. There were certain things that was put out there in terms of the media. Same thing is happening with Saquon. Now, you want to argue Saquon had the opportunity last year because he did get his offer first and he turned it down. But hey, as we see, the running back market, whatever the reason, but we all just need to calm down, let them play it out. I think they're going to get the shit done, and then everybody's going to be kumbaya, and we just want to move forward to go out on the football field and kick every fucking opponent that we play in the face. Y'all got it. Go ahead, Lou.
Hey, no Mets, no Jets. He says we also saw Saquon without DJ equals no good. Well, hold up. Let me pump your brakes on that one there. No Mets, no Jets. We saw Saquon Barkley look no good with Jake Fromm and Mike fucking Glennon. Okay,
But that's a different.
So that shit doesn't even count because them dudes ain't even in the NFL. Neither one of them.
Oh no, Jake Fromm is.
Well,
But
actually, Saquon's rookie year was with Eli Manning,
and he looked great.
That's what I'm saying.
absolutely.
This is what
He said Jake
But
Fromm.
what I'm saying is the quarterback is kind of an anomaly because nobody else could say hike and get the ball. Like you have to have. Like you can't. Like you could be missing a guard. You could be missing maybe a CB2 or a CB1. If you're missing a quarterback in the game of football, there's no operation. There's no operation. So, but how many? It's just when Saquon is on the field, the team is better. If you think that the Giants will win a playoff game and be as far as they went last year,
with Jake
this
Fromm?
year with only Daniel Jones and no Saquon, you're crazy. You're crazy.
All right,
There's no way that the Giants get to where they got to without Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones, plus the weapons we've acquired.
Listen, simply because you have to account for where he is on the field as a defense.
Exactly.
So if he is not on the field, that is one less weapon you have to account for. What can you do when you have one less weapon? You can send a blitzer. You can put a spy on the quarterback. You can put a nickel back in there for extra coverage. There's so many things you can do when you don't have to worry about the star running back.
Real quick, Nimar has a good point here. And I just want to welcome Raphael and also my man, Classified 3F with Joe. Man, appreciate y'all joining the show.
What's up, Joe? What's up, Raph?
Ian Rappaport came out with the information of contracts back on the table.
That's where Pat Leonard said it's not. That's what I was talking about.
Right. So the contract is back on the table. So they're gonna get this done. It's just a matter of when and the timing of it all. You know what I'm saying?
I'd like to answer the next question.
But yeah, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead and get in there, and then I'll let Raphael go.
No.
And it's 7-6, by the way. Yankees just scored.
Well, do you guys think the leaks come from his agent? It's a woman. Hey, nothing keeping quiet around her.
Including her legs. Ha!
Done.
What? What just happened?
And you see, I'm not. That's great. But
that shit was beautiful. That was like it was orchestrated, and it wasn't. That's why me and Joe are who we are. We have great chemistry.
All I'm saying is, man, is that
Wow.
all these people that's talking mess about Saquon, just
Well,
like
sound
all
a
these,
senior citizen just now talking mess.
because I can talk how I want to talk now. If y'all want me to talk how I can talk now. I'm trying to be the sun's not down here.
Come on. Fuck.
Coach.
Yeah.
Oh,
J-Lay turned into a 70-year-old instantly on the stream just now. You missed it.
Because I'm trying to be respectful.
That
and
motherfucker
not
said, whoever's out there talking mess.
Everybody acting like a job turkey out there talking mess.
Oh damn! He went San Francisco.
He went to the job turkey.
Job turkey. That shit was a
Hey.
fucking foul.
But really though, all these people that's talking mess about Saquon and saying he's this and he's that and his character is this and his character is that, when he's done nothing but be the ideal New York Giants player, y'all gonna have to eat some crow when this stuff comes up as false allegations. Y'all gonna have to eat some crow, man. And I want an apology for Saquon when y'all talking mess about him, saying that he's this and he's stupid and he's full of shit and he's a liar and all of that. When it comes out that he's now, if I'm wrong and Saquon was on the wrong side of that, I'm gonna eat my crow. But I don't want all these people that's saying I'm right, and don't know nothing, just like I don't. When Saquon comes out and he was telling the truth, and there was just some media guy spreading rumors, you need to eat some crow pie.
I hear that. But Joe, man, go ahead, man. Get in there, man. What you thinking about this whole Saquon Barkley situation, man? And then we're gonna touch in on some training camp news and notes.
Day is the day, oh.
Daylight come,
You wanna go home? Because
Ja.
this is serious. Are you guys serious?
They serious.
I can't believe it.
Man,
The
Saquon.
only problem we have is Saquon Barkley. And everybody here and around, and even on my channel, everyone bitched and pissed and moaned and whined and groped and groveled, and it's gonna get done or it's not gonna get done. Well, I don't understand what we're gonna do. Someone please tell me.
This is what I'm telling you, Joe. If whatever happens with Saquon, and that's the business side of it. But what I'm not going, what I'm not just going to sit back and watch is people drag this man's name through the mud when he's been nothing but a shining light for our hapless Giants for the past 6-7 years.
I don't think anybody's doing that though.
People are though saying
yes, they are though.
People are saying that he's greedy.
Well, let them go on
saying
the
that
merry
he's
way. Give high hope, but I was silver away. So you couldn't see that. I gave him the bird. But that's what you got to do with those people. You let them go because they're always going to be a distraction for your team. The Packers have it.
Saquon has been one of the only reasons I've had to cheer for these New York Giants.
I love watching them too. I really.
What's good, Koof, man? What's good? Appreciate you.
People that are dragging his name through the mud, man. It's really amazing to me, man, that this kid has shown you nothing.
Why
but a player.
You're gonna get in a fight over the airwaves, or are you going to beat this guy for real?
No, I
Okay.
just know that you judge a person off of their character, what they've done, not
That's
by what you
great.
hear, not by what
That's,
you hear from secondhand sources.
that's great. It's all worth it. But if somebody else badmouths him, I ain't gonna take your shit. Click bye. I'll find someone else to listen to.
Yeah.
But I understand you guys want to talk about it. And you wish you had power and you wanted to do it, and we use this for a sounding board. But all in all, folks, this team getting put together by the way Joe Shane does, and we just got lucky on the pick.
Yeah,
Nobody would have expected that. Nobody.
I'm gonna wait till Raf
But
speaks.
we did it. And let's take that, and the other rounds and go forward. And let's use it as a positive, though.
okay, Mets. Who's saying that he turned down 14 million? Who is that source? I just want to know who that
It
source
was 13 and a half or 14 was the third offer that Saquon got, and he
from.
turned it down because it was a 2-year opt-out third-year deal. He wants a 4 or 5-year deal. He wants to stay home. He wants to be a Giant, and that's that.
And
I
that
don't
came
think
from that came from the
Joe
Giants.
Shane is going to let him do it.
And that report, that $14 million stuff, that came from the Giants organization.
Yes.
Oh, well then, okay then. If that's
But
the
it was
truth,
only for 2 years. I can understand it turning it down.
he needs
But
a
it
three.
is 28 million guaranteed for 2 years. Come on. Then you still got to tag him another 2 years.
But then he's saying that it's not true.
What?
That Saquon said out of his. I've never seen Joe Shane say that out of his mouth. I saw Saquon say out of his mouth that these offers that they have been saying that they're giving to him have been false. I saw him say that out of his mouth. I haven't seen Joe Shane or Dave.
If they're false, then
Eric
we
say
got nothing to talk about. It's all false. It's fake.
And that's all I'm saying is don't drag this kid's name through the mud because of something that you heard when he's telling you himself that the stuff is false. Like, I mean, I'm riding with the guy. I mean, the Giants. I'm a part of the Giants.
What Giants fan isn't riding right now with him, hoping he gets his money?
Yeah, I want him to get his money, and I think that he will get paid.
How many of us here want him to get his years?
Exactly. I think he's going to get paid.
But Joe Shane is a businessman.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's true.
Joe Shane came from the Bills, where who was their running game? It wasn't no superstar.
Now let me let Raphael get his point off, but just.
Joe Shane is a cheapskate.
Before you go, what would be a fair number in your opinion for Saquon Barkley? Because we're hearing all these numbers and all these different rumors and all that. If you're Joe Shane and you're cutting the check for your running back and it's your money, if you're the Giants, what are you willing to pay a running back like Saquon Barkley? Go ahead, Raphael. Appreciate you joining the show. Y'all hit that like button for me, man.
Yeah,
please, come on. Y'all hit the like button, man. For the like.
Even though I have some quick right now, but I know the contract is getting like it because I understand it about because I learned about the journalism because of the situation for the contracts. Because if we're talking about the Saquon Barkley, I would say this because I was reading it about it because there are some journalists that don't have like the issue, they don't have like the anybody else. But I would say they're sticking like in a new deal, but I didn't consider about it. But they might not respond about the comments, but it might be had to adjust done because look, Saquon Barkley is really good as a running back for the Giants, and they have a great future on him. So they just have it like it because they have some key figures about it. Even the coach ran the ball. Every time they have the conversation with Saquon Barkley, it will be private. So they're going to be like the approach they give it a front row seat to age negotiation because that's above the pay grade on terms of developing some stuff that I keep it in the house. Even if I understood about journalism, there's a difference between real and what's fake about it.
Good point, man. Good point, Raphael. Real quick, what would you think? What would you pay Saquon Barkley, Raphael? What do you think is fair for Saquon Barkley from a number standpoint, like per year? What kind of contract?
Case of hair gel, some bunk beds, a Rey Mysterio mask.
No, don't worry about it because other than exactly value of Barkley offers, they have an average for 12.4 million, close to 14 millions. So I'm going to determine that that's worth. Because after the question that I wasn't fan around Barkley, because when we did ask it about the offseason extending Jones and defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, is being patient, but they're open to listening, but not being stored and understanding what the market is. And also they have to remember that because they have the forced conversations about Barkley's injury history in 2019. And of course, that would have has to lost the most ground since the Giants tender initial offer. But also that had the benefit to trend side outside of the control because the deal at the midst of the Chubb's contract of those metrics is right for the 2022 season.
Okay. All right. Cool, man. Appreciate that, man. So let's get into some news and notes here. Coming from training camp now.
Let me speak my piece.
I thought you went already. Go ahead.
No, you said you wanted to get coach.
I've been talking.
Oh, okay. My bad. I've been in the background.
That's why I was quiet in America. I've been talking this whole episode, so I just been quiet this whole time. Man. Go ahead, Lou.
Lou, what's a fair contract for Saquon Barkley, man? In your opinion?
Dirty.
I honestly think if 14 mil was offered, he would take it. Now, I don't know what was offered exactly. I think he would take 14 mil. I think the issue is the amount of time, the guaranteed money and the amount of time for the contract. I think that's where they're not meeting in the middle at. But like coach, I think they're going to find a way to work it out. Still got 34 days. But I think the media is the one perpetuating all this bullshit. Now, remember, this is the same media that even when Daniel Jones proved himself was talking shit. Yep. This is the same media that no matter how good of a running back Saquon is, they still talk shit because he was picked second overall. This is the same media that said get rid of Eli. This is the same media that said fire Tom Coughlin. Wow. This is the same media that hates on the New York Giants irregardless of what the Giants do, right? So after the Giants have begun to rebuild this team, in 1 year, turned it around, won a playoff game. Now we did a damn good job drafting. The only thing they can do is try to bring up a point of contention in the contract negotiations so they can have some shit to talk about the Giants. Because after the season starts, they're going to have to do nothing but praise the Giants.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get all their bashing and all their little clickbait and all their little bullshit that they can out the way because they know once the season starts, they're going to have to praise the boys.
And see, and my only argument is the people listening to this media BS that they do every year and bashing a player that's been loyal. That's what I gotta beef with. That's the only thing.
And you know what I think it is though, y'all? I think the media, and this is how the media usually is, they want our better players to play for other teams. Like they want Saquon Barkley to play with Aaron Rodgers. Or they wanted Odell Beckham out of here to go play with Tom Brady. Like they want to pair these. They want this shit to be like the NBA, where you pair up the best players with the best players, and everybody else just sucks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And but that's not how the NFL is. The NFL has parity, and you know we're on the come up, and the media has to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Correction, NYG.
Sorry.
We ain't on the come up. We ain't on the come up. Son, we came up. What? Making it happen. For rapping on the corner of the Bronx, we going platinum. We didn't came up.
to the top.
Oh shit,
My
ears.
No.
Joe, stop
Hey,
messing around
unpopular
over
opinion,
there.
Can I tell?
Stop messing around.
He said messing around.
About freaking time.
Oh my God, he said nothing around.
Hey,
Fridge, what's
I was
good,
going to
man?
tell
Appreciate you
unpopular
joining the
opinion
show.
Sports, yeah.
Tudo,
Oh my God.
what's good? What's good, Tudo? Appreciate you coming through,
Tudo.
man, showing support. Like always, man. Salute. Go ahead, Ralph. Get your point off.
Yeah, one of those reasons that I just speak like really fast about the Saquon Barkley
Raisins.
is because
The California raisins?
No. I was speaking so fast because I was doing Yankees versus Mets. That's why that I just speaking so fast that I like a pause and reading about the Saquon Barkley's contract and it's just happened so fast.
Yeah, man. But let's get into some news and notes. I don't want to spend the whole show on the Saquon Barkley situation. The Giants are in OTAs, and they looking pretty good, man. They looking pretty good. I know it's just shirts and shorts or whatever. They don't have the pads on or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, this team is gaining chemistry. They're gaining chemistry, particularly Daniel Jones with his receivers. Darren Waller has been a standout by all reports, as has Paris Campbell, as has Darius Slayton. So he is definitely getting used to this new receiving core, man, and the team is looking good. The defensive players, Bobby O, our new linebacker, he has stood out. He's been getting in there, breaking up passes. You know what I'm saying? Being versatile, on the field. So has Bobby McCain. He flashed today too, as well. Beavers, they had on the sideline, him, Shepard, a bunch of other guys. They were on the sideline today, but this team is gaining confidence, man. With every practice, every day, this team is gaining more and more confidence, man. And you are looking, and I'm looking for the Giants to hit the ground running this season. I'm talking out the gate 5-2, 6-2. Running with Barkley. Yeah, right, exactly. Running with Saquon Barkley. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it, man. Most definitely, man. You know what I'm saying?
Running.
So we are definitely looking pretty good here with the Giants, man. What have been some of you guys' observations, or what would you be looking for going into the off season?
Sorry, quick question. What's my deposit and when do I need to have it in?
Your
Airbnb 29th.
Oh, okay. I get with you on that. Because
what is 27th, 28th, 29th?
Yes, sir. Because I got some news on that as well. I talked to some people.
Good
we
news?
definitely got absolutely.
Well, you can't just leave it open ended like that. I got some news on that. I'm like, good news, bad news. What?
No. His squad is coming through. And he is he's wanting to contribute to the block party. So that's definitely going to help, some people out. So, but yeah, I'm a group text you guys, put in the chat so I can get a head count because I got to send your packages individually. Jay, I already got some lined out for you because you taking a flight. So, you know what I'm saying? The flights is the hardest thing to take care of. So that's why I try to get those guys that are taking the flights.
From the airport with a fat
hey, that's gonna be my gift to myself this year. Every year I give myself a gift for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? This was one year. This year was like almost $300. So this year,
Big Blue Crew block party.
Yeah,
Big Blue Crew Sports Network block party / celebration of life for Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. And
Absolutely.
my birthday, because my birthday is the 27th. So I mean, it'll be a day or two after my birthday. So
Okay, I say, I ain't done. I hear you. I
Hey,
see you.
turn up. Hey, I'm about to turn
Yeah,
up for
man.
the level.
You already
Jay
know,
gonna
man.
be turning 72, so don't be talking no mess.
Hey, I'm 65. Thank you very much.
Breezy, appreciate you, bro, man. Tap that like button. Missing Jeff right now, man. We all missing Jeff right now, bro. You already know, man. That's why we doing this block party. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna turn up, man. You know, I got the Yankees Mets going. I know Jeff will be going crazy right now. Yankees and Mets, man. You know what I'm saying? We lit, man. But you know what it is, man.
NYG.
Yo,
We're gonna have to
what's
play
up, man?
referee and figure some shit out before this trip happens because we now have contention within the Big Blue Crew with some shit that happened today. So
Oh, what happened? What's going on?
Miz and Adam are going at it. So
Uh-oh.
until we can get that shit squashed, we're gonna have to keep them separated because both of them have said that they're coming. So
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
family business. Family business.
Jay,
Hey, I didn't call my cousin before.
yeah, man.
yeah, but we don't
They'll-
want that, especially for Jeff. You know, Jeff wouldn't have wanted that.
They'll be cool tomorrow, man. Yeah. They'll be cool tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying, man? That's how family do, family fight, man. But we all stick together, man. So, I'm not worried about it, Lou.
They got kind of ugly. They got all the way ugly today.
It gets ugly sometimes, man. But I'm not gonna worry about it, man. You know, we're gonna keep a positive mind frame, man. Those guys will be all right, man. They two grown ass men, so they'll work it out.
Me and Pat had different views with the whole Saquon thing. We all right.
We all done had different views,
y'all
man.
didn't get
Y'all
ugly.
ready to.
Yeah, but y'all didn't get ugly. They got ugly.
No, we stayed.
No, they got all the way ugly.
Okay,
they got all the way ugly. They brought each other's mamas into it and everything. They got all the way ugly.
Well,
oh wow!
All this football,
they was making threats and everything. They got all the way ugly. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's not that serious, man. It really ain't, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the Giants don't pay me. The Yankees don't pay me. The Mets don't pay me. The Knicks don't pay me. None of these teams pay me. YouTube don't pay me. You know what I'm saying? We doing this for the love of the game, man.
NYG, NYG, you know how
that's what I respected about Jeff, man. He did it for the love of the game, man. You know what I'm saying? For the love of the content, man. We're not doing this out here to get money, man, or to be macho and try to prove a point to nobody, man. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? What somebody thinks about me, man. I just come on here to talk sports, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. Earl, man, appreciate you coming through, man. Much love and respect to you, Earl.
Hey, Earl.
Hey, NYG, man. You know,
Go ahead, Jay.
If anybody ever gets this goes out to anybody that's listening to this. If you ever start getting upset, man, and you start getting angry in real life about something that's going on this little box right here, all you got to do is exit out, and then it goes away.
That's it, right?
It goes away. This isn't real. We're really talking to each other, but you could easily make this go away.
Y'all remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yeah, it's a
Remember he used to get on the trolley and let's go to the wonderful magical land of make believe.
This is it. That's what this is.
Magical land of make believe. Whether
anybody
Twitter,
can be anything.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, don't matter. You can turn any of these shits off and go back to living your real life in the real world.
Exactly.
Okay? Because the tell eye vision will tell lies to your eyes.
Vision, yeah.
There you go. Tell lies, man. Tell lies. Well put, bro. Tell lies vision, man. That's something we say a lot around here, man. You know what I'm saying?
On a side note, I finally got my hair to go into a fucking ponytail, y'all.
Okay, man.
My shit finally I used to have
you looking
really look like one of my cousins.
You looking more Puerto Rican than Lou. I was getting ready to say shit.
Let me tell you something, man. If I can speak in Spanish, if I can speak in Spanish, you'll never know who I am. I'm like a fucking chameleon, man.
Oh man, much love, y'all. Much love, man. But what y'all think about the Giants, man? Jamison Crowder in here, Colin Johnson's getting touchdown catches.
NFC
Paris
East champion,
Campbell,
bro.
NFC
man.
East champion,
This team
NFC
is
Conference
looking
champions,
good, man.
Other than this
Super Bowl champions with an 11-6 record. Let's go.
This team, man, that's exactly what we're forming a team, a solid team with depth at multiple different positions. We still have a little bit of struggle in some areas, but we are nothing like how we were depleted last
I
year.
gave her some depth, and she was struggling in some areas.
But I'm just saying, we have a litany of receivers that in case anything, God forbid, knock on wood, anybody gets injured or anything like that, or contracts don't work out or whatever, we have people that can take their place, the next man up mentality, people that can still play at a high level, you know what I'm saying, at multiple different positions. Versatility is another major thing. We have depth and we have versatility at those positions to where people on the line that can play every position on the line. Now, we
do not put Adoree Jackson or Deontay Banks at punt return or kickoff return. I will lose my.
We got to find somebody else for all that, man. We need
Jeff Smith is a good punt returner. What's that other guy? Leonard Johnson or whatever. What was that other wide receiver we got?
Jamison Crowder.
Crowder,
Crowder can punt return.
Yeah, and all of our receivers are sub 4.4.
Your boy Richie James went to Kansas City Chiefs with Lil Hammy.
Yeah,
he gonna do good out there. He'll have 100 catches with Patrick Mahomes.
He's gonna be he's gonna spread the ball out. I'm thinking about either picking up Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson in my fantasy league.
He's gonna have 100 catches and 85 drops.
Speaking of fantasy league, NYG.
Richie James ain't dropped no passes. He dropped punts.
Yeah,
he caught the football. But yeah, he had he was the number one receiver in the league in catch percentage, Lou.
Yeah,
he couldn't catch punts. Weirdly enough, if the ball came, I guess from a certain angle, he couldn't do nothing with it.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Oh, Banks gonna be a day one starter. Deontay Banks is a starter. I promise you that shit.
Hey, you know who I'm kind of worried about though, man? I'm worried about Hyatt, y'all. I'm worried about him getting in there and being up against press coverage with these grown men, and because I mean most of the time in college he played behind somebody or off ball. You know, he never really faced.
Well, he's not gonna be a day one starter. I think he's gonna start really taking hold in October, November. He'll start grasping the playbook.
I think he might be. I'm starting to think he might actually get that early playing time. And the reason that I think that is because you got two receivers that you plan on playing a role in your offense that are hurt right now, and that's Wan'Dale Robinson and Sterling Shepard. So
you might play as a default.
Yeah, if you put Hyatt out there on the outside and you put Campbell in the slot with Slayton or Hodgins on the other side, then I think that offense can work. You know what I mean?
But I mean, like Jay just said, coming into the NFL for the first time, playing against these stronger, older, grown men that know how to press you, that know how to move you off your route, he's gonna struggle. So that's why I say, even if he starts from day one, I don't really see him being that effective until about mid-October, early November. Once he's hit his stride, the game has slowed down a little bit for me, has a better grasp of the offense. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's going to have about 8 catches, 150 yards against the Cowboys week 1. Unpopular opinion sports. Y'all hit that like button.
I hope so.
I'm telling you, our rookie receivers, notoriously light up Dallas.
Hey, if that's true, he's
gonna have about 260 plus touchdowns. Because Diggs and that other corner, they're not. Pat, I tell you, they're not disciplined. And they gonna bite, and this kid's gonna blow by him.
Listen, I don't give Dallas no credit. I asked you. You said 8 catches and how many yards?
About $150. 2 TDs.
Ooh.
He's going to torch him.
Hey, my
And
best.
if he don't do it in his first game, he's going to do it in that second game. I guarantee you. He's going to have some games against his division. That's why they got these speed guys.
And they got so many of them, man. And all they gonna do
Your
is
camera's
be
on.
running these. They're gonna be running. They're gonna be running.
Okay.
They're gonna be running these slant routes and these drags and these digs, and then they're gonna blow past the top of one of them. They're gonna have like 3 guys running underneath and cross and all that, and they're gonna have like 1 or 2 other guys just blow past the fucking safeties, and it's gonna be tutty. And if not, Saquon's going to catch the ball in the backfield or run out of the backfield. Or Burrito might catch a pass. Or Bellinger. Or Campbell. Or Wandale. Or Shepard. Or Hyatt. It's so many different people. And we've done so much with so much more, so much less that I can't wait to see what this offense alone does. Not, let alone the defense. Can we start talking about defense?
Yeah, Koof man.
Yeah, I'm going to ask. Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
If that happens, he'll be on another team. Because nobody in their right mind is gonna then come up and pay you what you're asking for if we did just as well without you.
Yeah,
that's the slippery slope that you tread when you choose to sit out. Who spoke about it? Osi Umenyiora spoke about it. He said he was holding out for a contract that year, and they had drafted Jason Pierre-Paul, and Jason Pierre-Paul had a sack in every game in the first 4 games. And then Justin called Osi and was like, "Yo, bro," and he was like, "Yeah, I know, I'm coming back tomorrow."
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm sorry
about it when they was reliving the Super Bowl when they had Osi, Justin Tuck, and Pierre-Paul was sitting there when they was reliving the 10-year anniversary of the 2011 Super Bowl. And he was like, yeah, I was holding out that year, but they drafted Paul. And I was like, shit, I had to come back. He was going to take my job. So that's the slippery slope you tread when you decide you're going to sit out and they just drafted another running back. So I'm sure that's in the back of his mind. I'm sure he's like, if I mess around and sit out and this dude turns out to be a good 1-2 punch with Breida, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eric Gray. So keep an eye on Eric Gray. And definitely this season, I think Waller is gonna.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem, and they're already clicking right now. Him and Daniel Jones is clicking in OTAs. You know, we don't take a lot of stock out of that, but what I do take is the chemistry that the team builds. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to look for. You know, who's playing in what spots. You know, how are they lining up? What are they meshing together, or is it smooth? You know what I mean?
I'm sure Coach can attest to this. When you're building a team, a young team, fresh bunch of guys from college, because the Giants have a young team. Okay, when you're building a young team, majority of that team building takes place off of the field.
Yep.
Believe it or not, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you crazy?" No, majority of the team building and the bonding and the willingness to give your all for the guy next to you, most of that bonding takes place off of the field, outside of practice.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a fact.
And they have been bonding this season already. You know, they've had some practices, you know, outside of OTAs where Daniel Jones got together with the receivers. Daniel Jones has been doing this since he entered the league.
Yeah, he learned
in the offseason.
Eli taught him as much as he could in the short time they spent together. Eli's a stand-up dude, man.
Absolutely, I agree, man. Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty down
76-70 right now.
6 points right now, man. Yankees still up 7-6 on the Mets. And that's about it right now for the scores. But check it out, man. NBA Finals, man. What can we learn from the Nuggets? And Lou, you kind of touched on this. Denver Nuggets winning the championship. I kind of wanted to get into this, y'all. The way they built their team. You know, now we talk a lot about with the Giants and how they have you know, a young team. They're building their team through the draft.
Thanos.
Which is something that, you know, I prefer, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to basketball. So what can we learn from the Nuggets? You don't need to go out and get a star, whether it be football and you going out and you chasing DeAndre Hopkins, or whether it be basketball and you going out trying to get Kevin Durant or somebody like that. You don't need a super team.
The Cleveland
to
Browns
win.
taught us that. The Cleveland Browns
the
had
Eagles,
13,
remember
13 number one picks and couldn't win shit.
Right. And we looking at the Philadelphia 76ers and teams like that as well, you know. So that's what we're looking at here going into this offseason. When I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks, are you willing to be patient and build your team through the draft? And to touch on that, man, I'm glad I got. It's always perfect timing on Heart of the City. I swear, I do not orchestrate this, y'all, man.
This is the one thing that upsets me about the Knicks.
What's good, bro?
Yo, what's good?
What's good?
What's good?
The thing that
Go ahead, finish your
about
point.
the Knicks is we always, every year, go out and spend the big money to get some big name, and the guy never fits, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time we spent money on a big player that actually did his thing was Stoudemire.
Yep. Him and Melo. Them Knicks teams. Those were the last decent teams. You're right.
So it's like, just stop. Just build through the draft, bro. Go through the little painful season or two. But when it clicks, it's gonna fucking click. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have a team that can win 4 or 5 seasons in a row. All this spending money to go get guys that ain't gonna fit what you're trying to do. I'm tired of them doing the same shit.
Absolutely, bro. I'm tired of it too, man, when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, man. What's good, Bookends? What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, man. I see y'all in the chat, man. But Leaf, what's good, my brother, man? Speak on that if you don't mind, man. What can we learn from this series with the Nuggets and the Miami Heat?
Well, what we could learn is that you're gonna get it wrong 1,000 times before you get it right.
That's
it's been it's 47 years from the last time they won anything, and that was in the ABA. They waited 47 years for this. It's some basketball fans don't even make it to see 40 years old. You know, it's a lot of our youth that's going out in their 20s. So 47 years for a franchise, is that name is going to be etched in stone. The Denver Nuggets is going to be hitting the Denver Nuggets the Nuggets, the Nets, all these franchises is probably going to be here long after we gone. The one thing about it is that you're going to get it wrong 1,000 million times before you get it right. Unless you're the Lakers, the Celtics, the Yankees, or any of those franchises, you're going to get it wrong 1,000 times before you get it right. No, I'm not throwing the Giants in there. I refuse.
Don't be a hater.
No, it's not hating, bro. Like, it's true. I'm not throwing the Giants in there. I swear I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. But listen, whether it's through the draft, or whether it's through trade, or whether it's through free agency, it's 3 different ways to build a team. So the thing about that team is that you have to trust what that team is doing on the court. If you build a formidable team, and they do what the Nuggets did in the past couple of years, like they lose Jamal Murray for the past 2 years. They lose MPJ for the past 2 years. If anybody been paying close attention to the Nuggets, I'll give you a quick story on them. Going back to the bubble, aka the NIT Invitational, Nikola Jokic wasn't even the best player on their team. It was Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray was the one that was putting up 50 balls. Jamal Murray, this is before Nikola Jokic had 1 MVP. And then Murray goes down. He wins 2 out of the next 3 MVPs. My only shame is that he didn't win the 3rd MVP, because had he would have won that, I think the narrative would have been even greater for his argument in terms of all-time great or all-time great conversation, whatever the case may be. But
I gotta go, fellas. Little man woke up. Sorry.
All
right, bro. Lou, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna hit you on your line either tonight or tomorrow. and we're gonna talk about that.
Hey guys,
All right,
Hey,
bro.
Lou.
I will.
Lou, I got a video dropping tonight at 10:15. Man, go check it out.
All right, got you.
Yo, and Lou, real quick, Lou and Joe, if you guys got any pictures, we working on building a new website for Go Travels. If you guys got any pics from the trip, send them to me. I'm gonna put them on the website. All right, y'all.
All right.
Appreciate y'all, man.
But I got.
Y'all hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, or I'm gonna come get you.
Right,
Yeah,
and go
I hear
subscribe to G Nation Inside Sports, man. Best boxing podcast on YouTube Saturday nights. Go check out him, Wells, and the fellas over there, man, for some boxing, some UFC action. Love that show, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Well, I'm gonna scoot too because I got therapy tomorrow. Cracking down, baby. I'm gonna be working out a lot, and I ain't gonna have much time. So,
all right.
And I can't pick up my
Go check me out, Joe. Good luck with your therapy and everything, man. Good job.
He's trying to be able to grab some titties again. He said he got.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hey, you're making progress, bro. You're making progress every day.
No doubt, man.
That's a hell of a mission, right
Tell
there.
me what the heck I did.
Hey, nothing motivates a man like getting that juice box. You remember when
that's a fact. That's a definite fact.
When we was teenagers, we would walk clear across town to go get that juice box. Nigga, don't play.
That's a definite fact. Yeah. We'll run to go get it. Sometimes we run to go get it. That's a fact. But
secret.
To get back on the case of the Nuggets, just go about their history a little bit.
All right, y'all. Go ahead, Lee.
To go about their history a little bit, like Nikola Jokic is a second round overall pick, and he ended up becoming and it took time. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in one day. Obviously, we all know that. But it took time for him to become the best player on that team, the best player in franchise history, the best passing center of all time, a top 10 center. It took time to become that. The same with Giannis and the Bucks, but I don't want to segue off that. But to keep the topic on him, they realized what he was good at, and they realized what to put around him and make it work in terms of the money situations of how it is. You know what I'm saying? They realized that they could put a guy like Michael Porter Jr. as a steal, who he probably wasn't even supposed to get in the draft because of his back injuries and because of all the setbacks he had before coming in the NBA. He managed to land right in their laps, and they managed to make it work. So with those injuries and with Jamal Murray's injuries and with the roster changing and with basically making trades and signing a couple of collateral guys here and there, and this, that, and the third, they eventually had enough luck. Because you do need a lot of luck to win a championship, believe it or not. They had enough luck. They had enough luck. All the pieces fell in this for this run right where it needed to be. They didn't have to worry about the Golden State Warriors, who was the last team that they lost to in a 7-game series, which was a year ago. And if you've seen Nikola Jokic in that series without Jamal Murray, he was winded. Of course, he was winning in this series, but he was winning a lot in this series. But the thing is, he had help. He had the others. He had the other guys. He had Jamal Murray's picking up. The Bruce Brown's picking up. Shout out to Bruce Brown. Everybody think I'm mad at Bruce. Everybody think everybody think I'm mad at Bruce Brown. I'm only mad because Bruce Brown shot 5 floaters in the fourth quarter of Game 3 against the Milwaukee Bucks, and then we was clearly supposed to win that game. That's the only thing I'm mad at. But Bruce Brown was played exactly how he was supposed to be played at the 1 and the 2. Our dumbasses had him running the 3 when he was over here. So that shows what we was thinking. But it goes back to something. But it goes back to something that I said, man. Like, and it's a lot of things that's important. This sports thing is a lot like real life. A few winners, a whole lot of losers. You're gonna get it wrong 1,001 times before you get this thing right. That's how it is. So for all of y'all that's looking at this or is listening to this podcast, that's ready to jump off the Nets and run to the next team, what you gonna do? Run to the Lakers and the Celtics? What you gonna do? You gonna run to them? That's what you're gonna do.
They ain't win nothing, right?
Exactly.
They ain't
You
win
know what I'm
nothing.
saying? And don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it running into the Lakers or the Celtics. They the trust fund babies of the league. They built this league. How many champions? It's 30-something championships between those two franchises. It's still teams that ain't even got one championship. And Denver just crossed themselves off the list.
They got they first.
Yeah, Denver just crossed themselves off the list 24 hours ago. And the thing is, the Nets only been in Brooklyn for 10 years. I'm not counting other years in New Jersey because I don't live there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is like, you're going to get this thing wrong 1,001 times, 1,100 times before you get it right. So, anybody that's coming on this podcast or my podcast or any other Nets or Knicks podcast, man, as much stuff as I talk about the Knicks, and I'm gladly bash the Knicks all the time. But the thing is, you're gonna get it wrong 1,001 times before you get it right, and that's the thing that we learned about the Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee. If the Milwaukee Bucks didn't teach you that 2 years ago, I don't know what you
I was
watched.
getting ready to say, yep, the Warriors. These teams are building from the draft. They're getting their stars from the draft. They're not going out and getting
Draft,
their free agents.
They're building most of their stuff through the draft. They add maybe a couple trades and then maybe add a free
supplemental
agent.
pieces.
Yeah, supplemental pieces. But most of their talent is homegrown. It's built through the draft. No, like whether they trade up for a draft pick, whatever the case may be. If you catch gems and if you find coaches that can mix their talent and know how to maximize that talent and know how to get the best out of these players and coaching staffs and front offices that know how to get the best out of these talents out of the draft or out of trades or even the one out of free agency, whatever the case may be, then you have a recipe to win. But that's a recipe. The thing is, everything else has to fall in place. You got to have that luck. You got to have a team that you got to not run into a team that has your number. You got to dodge. You might have to have a team that you have more advantages over. You might have to miss it. Like sometimes it's not all about beating the teams that you can't beat. It's all about missing the teams that you can't beat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that fell into place with a lot of these teams, bro. Look at the Warriors. They never had to really play that CP3 Clippers, Lob City Clippers team the whole time. Since that was the last team that they lost to before they lost to the Lakers in the 7-game series in the West. And that was all the way 2014. That was a 9-year period for they spent the last 9 years not losing to nobody in the West in the 7-game series. If that ain't impressive, I don't know what. So my
crazy, man.
Like, yo, you gonna get this thing wrong 1,000 times before you get it right, and best believe the Warriors is gonna get it wrong a whole bunch of times now that Bob Myers is gone. They're gonna go back to getting it wrong once again. So the thing is, they had a run just like the Chicago Bulls had a run in the 90s, just like the Spurs had a run with Duncan for 20-something years. It's Tim Duncan 20-something years, 50+ wins. That's crazy. 22 years with 50+ wins, and they ain't do that since. And now they got to redo that with Victor Wembanyama.
Wow.
Get it wrong 1,000 times before you get it right. Y'all could quote me, put me front page, back page. Y'all can hashtag it. You gonna get it wrong 1,000 times before you get it right. Unless you the Lakers and the Celtics, bro. Like, you're going to get it wrong 1,000 times before you go get it right. That's all I got to say about that. And that's what Denver has taught us, man.
That's well said, man. Well said. Breezy, what's good with you, bro? Big fan Breezy in the
Breeze,
building,
what up,
man.
What's up,
happening, man?
Breeze, what happened on that other channel, bro? I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yeah.
First, I'm enjoying the conversation. Second, the other channel with the locker room. It was a lot of what up, John? It was a lot of chat about him cooking me. So I had to put him on Front Street. Now, what happened was in the beginning of the season, we was conversing about coaching and what's the obligation to winning. As far as the coach is concerned, he said 15%. I challenged him. I said it's 40 to 45%. So now we at the end of the season, and from beginning of the season to the end of the season, I was going around saying that coaching is worth 40 to 45%. Now, 95 to 100% of the vloggers or people that I ask agree with me that coaching is definitely way more than 15%. And it's 40 to 40. They didn't actually agree with me all the time and say it's 40%, but everybody said it was worth more than 15%. That being said, I smoked him. I smoked his boots. Once you get past the insults and the buttons and all of that shit, you just listen to the conversation about who's winning the debate. I cooked him. I went back to his page after the fact, and he had nothing but nice words to say to Big Fan Breezy. Now, that being said, I've been saying the same thing Leaf been saying the entire season about how you cannot skip the process, and the recipe is from the draft. This is dating back to the first championship up until the last championship. And I even went as far to ask to bring up the conversation to say this, to find out that Stockton and Malone was together for 18 years, played 18 seasons. That's as far as teammates is concerned. To my knowledge, no other two teammates played for 18 seasons together. So what I was saying was with the Utah Jazz, they didn't try to microwave nothing. They got John Stockton in the 83-84 season, and they got Stockton Malone in the 84-85 draft. Case in point is they roll with those guys. Now, when I looked at their playoff record, they went to the first round a bunch of times. They missed the playoffs maybe once, maybe three times max out of 18 years. They went to the finals twice, lost. Y'all know that.
I don't think they missed the playoffs not one time, but because I was actually looking at it on whatchamacallit. The whole time they've been together from 1984 to 2003, I don't think they missed the playoffs not one time.
Okay, well, my fault. They might have missed the second round. They missed the second round a few times.
They might have missed the second round a couple of times, but like in the 80s or something. But
they missed the second round a few times. But they always made the first round, and they made the conference finals maybe like 4 or 5 times out of 18 seasons. So my point is, everybody talking about breaking up, with a super team with the Nets and everything like that. Just to bring it a little closer to home, you see what happened with the Chicago Bulls with Jordan and Pippen. They played over 690 something games together. And again, my point is the GMs in the ball clubs, they not letting teammates stay together that long no more. If you don't win it in the first 4 or 5 seasons together, they breaking y'all up. Period. And a lot of times that's happening because they get in signing, so they're not even getting these players from the draft where they at their youngest and they could do business from the rookie contract. They getting them after they rookie contract in that first big contract. So it is hard to hold you know what I'm saying, sometimes max players for 5 to 10 seasons. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get them for a stretch of 4 seasons, and that's it. And I said all that to correlate to the Nets to say that our new core is Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton, and Cam Johnson. Granted that we keep Cam Johnson in the this off season, which I feel like is a priority and necessary, and all of the fans are backing that. It don't seem like there's some headlines from Houston saying they may match the offer or whatnot, but again, the point is having a core, and no team is winning it just by piecing it together like Mr. Potato Head. You actually got to piece a team together like from the ground up. And I'm going to just reiterate a lot of stuff that Leaf said, so I won't. But my point is, what we did going forward is everybody that is on board as a coach, as we speak, has great player development experience. Even the new assistant head coach, Corey Vincent, who graduated from LSU in 2020, so he, in my opinion, is going to be a factor for Cam Thomas. Not to mention that right after he graduated LSU, he went to the Phoenix Suns, and he was a player development coach for Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. Excuse me. Then about the other assistant coaches. I seen Forehand Kelly. I found out that Jacques Vaughn was player development for Karis LeVert watching that interview. You know what I'm saying? So Jacques Vaughn got experience in player development. Forehand Kelly got experience. Corey Vincent got experience again with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. Scott Burrell, he was the head coach for the Long Island Nets. They brought him up because of how successful the Long Island Nets was last season going to the conference finals. And I'm missing somebody. Kevin Ollie. He was just working with Amen and Asor Thompson in like the G League Ignite or something like that. So we got a plethora of new assistant coaches that have their hand in the player development bag. So I look forward to this in the draft on June 22nd, 8 days away. You know what I'm saying? 21st and 22nd.
Let's get into that. So a couple mock drafts right here. One got the Nets going with Nick Smith Jr., Arkansas, forward, 6'5", 185. This kid is this is CBS sports.com, what I'm reading. It says, who knows what Brooklyn's plans are moving forward, so they might as well take the best player available at 21, and that's Smith, a self-creator extraordinaire. Smith has a silky smooth pull-up jumper and a runner in the lane, and has stretches where he gets absolutely unconscious from three-point range. He's not a playmaker as of yet, but he's a bona fide bucket getter, which will at least get him time for some opportunities early. Now, the Nets need scoring. Let's keep it a buck. We need scoring. This is something I've been chiming about. We need a scorer that commands attention and can take some of the attention off Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges in a lot of games was doing a lot by himself. A lot. I mean, we got guys just standing around at the 3-point line.
I'll tell you
Nick Claxton is not that guy. Nick Claxton is a defensive, more oriented player. I like Clax, but he's not going to really develop, I don't feel like, into a offensive player like, some of the other big men in the NBA, like a Giannis or Embiid or anybody like that. But go ahead, Leaf. I didn't mean to.
No.
What was you saying?
Listen, I'll tell you what we need. We need guards. I don't ever want to see the ball in Spencer Dinwiddie's hand again. For as long as I'm watching,
this guy's a guard. I said forward, but I meant guard. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need guards. We need something either downhill or attack, or put pressure on the 3-point line. I don't care how we get it or where we get it from, but we need attack. Put pressure on the defense, on the defense from the 3, or put pressure on them at the basket or whatever. We need somebody that can get to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th level. That's what we need. That's what we need right now. We need a prayer, because the thing is like, as far as the draft goes, man. Breezy put me on to somebody by the name of Grant Nelson. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I had seen him. I was just like, oh, I ain't gonna lie. This might be the steal of the draft, depending on where you go. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you didn't get a chance to watch Grant Nelson, just get a heads up and watch Grant Nelson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but he about a 6'10", 6'11" dude. He kind of resemble a lot of. It's kind of a mix of Giannis, a little bit of Giannis with Lamar Odom, like in my opinion. Yeah, it's a little bit of that, So
you bring length, of course.
Yeah, and a good amount of wingspan. So my thing is that, listen. The process is the process. You don't shortcut the process unless you LeBron James. You don't shortcut that process. You know what I'm saying? So like my thing is just like, all right, yo, we gonna get what we gonna get. We're gonna get the core. We're gonna get the coaching staff, and that's gonna be that. And that's when we gonna work from there. The same as like a lot of other teams that was behind the back 9 and they just came up short maybe a few years before they won it. But winning one title, now you put yourself in the title column. Now you like. The thing people got to know about Giannis and Joker, now that they have titles, now people expecting them to add on because of how great they were. You know what I'm saying? They go from back-to-back MVPs and then Finals MVPs, and then you looking at the way the Bucks had digressed, the way that they lost in the first round, and now, because I'm telling you, you're gonna get this thing wrong 1,000 times before you get it right, and this is what I go back to all the time. I had people on Breezy channel, bro, ready to give up. Hey, they laughing, they joking, bro. Breezy was in there with me, bro, like laughing, joking. We about to go through the death years, bro. I'm telling you, what are we gonna do this time? I'm like, what you gonna do? Go to the Lakers and the Celtics? You gonna run with LeBron? That's what you gonna do? You gonna run with 4 or 6 in the finals, bro? Ask me, how do you want your L's? You want your L's high? Or you want your L's low?
Let me add to that. I just want to add to that to say to the whole getting it right, getting it wrong thing. Again, Stockton and Malone together 18 seasons, been to the finals twice. You got a bunch of teammates that was together for a long time and didn't make it to the NBA championship. And I heard what y'all was saying before I got on. Now there's only 9 NBA teams, including the Brooklyn Nets, that haven't won a championship. Denver made it 21. That teams that got an NBA championship, at least one. So that being said, again, man, it's about the GM and the ball club and how long they're gonna let these players stay together before they break up the unit. You know what I mean? Like teammates on look all right. So again, my point: Dirk Nowitzki was with the Dallas Mavericks for 11 seasons before he won a championship. A lot of GMs is not giving their star player 11 seasons to get it right or wrong. If you don't get it right or wrong
Nah.
in that first 5 seasons, you're out of there, man.
You're done. Yeah, sometimes not even that. Sometimes
Yeah, you
it's
absolutely
2 or 3
right.
seasons. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't
you
look.
absolutely right. And the thing is, with the cash that they giving out today, man, like GMs got even less and less time because it's more money, more and more money off the books. The only team that really hung in there was Portland with Dame. Because the thing is,
Dang,
they in a
yeah.
they in what I like to call a no relationship. Dame don't want to leave, and they really don't want to trade him. Because the thing is, like, all right, I'm not gonna look like the villain because we traded you. That's how Portland's feeling. And Dame is like, I'm not gonna look like I'm jumping from team to team because the water's not that green on the other side. This is the thing that Dame and a lot of other players that's on they still on their original teams in the league, they figured out the grass ain't that green on the other side. When you jumping from team to team to team, bro, it ain't as
Yeah.
easy. They starting to
Go
figure it
ask
out.
your boy Kyrie.
Yeah, go ask Kyrie. Go ask Kevin Durant. Go ask LeBron
Yep.
James with his weak ass. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
like my thing, listen, it ain't as green as you think. They talked about, yo, hey, well, how could you be mad at these players for taking their future into their own hands? That's BS. They was doing it for themselves. I don't want to hear nothing about no player empowerment. I don't want to hear nothing about that. They was doing it because they was feeling under pressure from the media. That's what it was, bro. That's why LeBron did it. That's why Kevin Durant did it. They was feeling under pressure for the media. The problem with a guy like Dame is he's starting to listen to that same noise because
Mm-hmm.
because the thing is, if you're not listening to that same noise, why are you on every podcast bringing this up? Why every time that we talk about you, we're not talking about your game. We talking about which team you need to go to. We talking about which team you need to be
Mm-hmm.
added on. We talking about what your legacy should be. We now
And
you got
that's what I was saying earlier, Leaf. Not to cut you off though, bro, but you cooking. Because I was saying the same thing is the media pushing players to certain destinations because it boosts what they do. It gives them stories. It gives them stuff to write about. It gives, so they gas these players up and say, oh no, I think Dame will look great over here with the Boston Celtics, or I think he'll look great playing with LeBron and AD or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Mhm.
Because that's what they want. That's the
This
the
is
the
yeah.
push
You absolutely right.
to get more articles, to get more buzz going
Yep.
on
Yep.
Yo,
around a certain team.
And
Yeah.
hold on. Can I? Oh,
and this is how most of these super teams is built realistically through the
Mm-hmm.
media. It ain't like
mhm.
Yep.
everybody thought it was just LeBron. They pressured LeBron to do that. They pressured LeBron to
Mm-hmm.
do that because they wanted LeBron to be to have this invisible crown and sit on this invisible throne that a lot of these old school players from the 20th century, the Jordans, the Magics, the Birds, the Kareems, they sat on. But guess what? They had it just as hard before they started winning. The thing is, Jordan won at an
Mm-hmm.
all time pace. It's 6 championships in 8 years, six in a decade. The thing is that I like that can never really be duplicated, and it hasn't been duplicated since. The thing is, everybody think they could just go and suit up, put on a jersey, and put that 2-3 on their back, and they're just going to outdo him. The biggest lie you could ever tell a young man, hey, somebody got to be better than Michael Jordan. Why not be you? You can't. You know why?
Mhm.
Because it takes a certain amount of heart. It takes a certain amount of love. It takes a certain amount of
Focus
grit. It takes
and
a certain amount
discipline
of
too.
grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is,
Focus and discipline.
yes, we live in such a
Mm-hmm.
now era, and we live in such a right now era. Everybody need everything now. I need it now. I need it now. I need it right now. Yo, I need this now. I need this now. Everybody, you see it on the internet. If you go on the internet, it's 1,001 chicks, man. Go like, listen, you doing whatever for that right now paper when they can have it down the line. See what Zion is going through. The chick just messed up a whole hundred stacks, man. Now she ain't getting nothing because she ain't pregnant, and she mad. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
my thing is, yo, listen, we live in such a now era that
Right.
everybody is promoting the now.
Right.
Everybody is promoting the now, and it's bad enough. These players is getting paid off of potential because the money is bigger, because the media is bigger. Now you
Right.
got Steven. Now you got voices that ain't even supposed to be voices. They really journalists that
They
now they
distract
turned into they turned into personalities. Now they got a bigger voice because
Mm-hmm.
they getting paid more money.
Yeah, they
Like
distraction.
Stephen A. Yeah, like
They,
Stephen A. Smith talking about, hey, we need to and you see the old dude, the Mad Dog, like, yo, why is you keep bringing up Dame going to this team? That you acting like it's gonna be all peaches and herb on the other side? It ain't. It take work. This process is
Mm-hmm.
gonna take 3 to 5 years to work. If you get it right the first year, then you got lucky, or you got on some 2008 Celtics ish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, Leaf.
it's not gonna be gone overnight.
Yeah, yo, Leaf. Let me hear Coach. I want to hear what Coach got to say because he's been watching sports for a long time, and I just wanted to ask, in your opinion, just from your perspective, just the distraction that social media brings, just from conversation, the distraction that social media brings, where they're not even as attentive to the game and loving the game as they were before social media, based on what Leaf said. Just can you speak to that a little bit, Coach? You there, Coach? I was trying to get Coach to
Coach.
chime. I was trying to
No,
get
no.
Coach to chime. I was
Yeah,
trying to get Coach.
we got it. Yeah, we definitely got a page, Coach. But the thing is, listen, and you touched on social media, Breeze. The thing about it, it's a lot of players that even said it. Social media existed back then. Derek Jeter said it. He said, social media existed back then, I would have played 3 years. Easy.
Yeah,
I would have been out the league in 3 years.
that's how. That's how John Morant got caught up. If it wasn't no social media, he ain't got no gun to flash on camera. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Facts,
And,
though.
and it's the same with Zion. But the thing about Zion, I think his situation is a lot less serious than John Morant's. The thing is, Zion ain't the first person to get lined up. He ain't gonna be the last. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So like my thing is like that's null and void. And the thing is about them too. If you look at the regular season, bro, it was at a point where both their teams was number 1 and number 2 in the West, and now look where they at. So my thing
yeah,
is like, yo, you gonna get it wrong 1,000 times before you get it right. It's a whole lot of distractions. It's a whole lot of setbacks. It's a whole lot of things that can happen. Listen, you just like when you win, all you got is the finish line. You boom, you got the trophy. Boom, yo, you win it next year. You saw how Joker was when he won it. He shook everybody's hand. Hey, I want to go home. That's all he said. I want to go
Mm-hmm.
home. That like after that game, he was about. That's about as humble. That's about the most humblest Finals MVP I seen probably since Dirk. Because Dirk won that, bro. Like it went in the back. He was thinking to himself, "Yo, this was probably my last chance to get it," and it was. The same thing. The same thing with Tim Duncan. As modest as it could be, bro. Like they not all flashy. They're not all cherry. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, they play the game. They go about it the right way. They mind their business. They go home. They like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that moved me most about Joker last night when he celebrated was he had honor. He stood for something. He stood for integrity. He stood for honor, family. His family was there. His brothers, his little baby, his wife. Yeah, like, oh yeah, I want to go home. He got a country to go home to. A whole country that's waiting to celebrate him. He ain't worried about what's going on in Denver. He's like, yo, win a parade Thursday. All right, I'm dipping right after the parade. I gotta go. I gotta go
Mm-hmm.
home because there's things happening over there that we don't know about over here. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's like, yo, you think you came from a slum? You think you came from somewhere? Try to go to one of them overseas countries. Try to go over there in East Europe. I've been over there, bro. Like, listen, it is a slum. Trust me.
Yeah, it's different.
It's very different. Them third world countries, they got leaders. They got rules. They got punctuation. They got a whole bunch of other things that like we don't even know of over here. You'll have to go. You'll have to take a time machine to go back to the 1600s to figure out what it is over, how it is over there, and what it is over here. And for it to be the same, it's not. So the thing is, man, like yo, listen, you're gonna get it wrong 1,000 times before you get this thing right. This is how sports is. This shit is how life is, bro. Like realistically, bro, like you're gonna get it wrong 10 million times. You ain't
And
gonna get it right.
that's why I think that's why the Nets cannot take these 2 picks that they have in the first round. Mind you, we don't have a first round. A lot of these things, this is a rarity. Actually got 2 in the first round. You got 3 picks in total. You got 1 in the second round. They have to make these picks work. I don't need the Nets to go and trade away draft picks that you have that's like throwing away your last couple dollars.
right.
Basically, it's
Yeah.
you don't
Trying to go for that Barry Bonds home run. Trying to knock one out of the
right.
plate, man. Trying to go for that Barry Bonds home run, bro, and you mess up missing, and you burn your last 50 cent. on basically not on basically a lotto ticket,
Yeah,
man,
on
you
bubble
ain't
gum.
have
You
none.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't you don't have the bread, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the resources, man. So you need to pump the brakes and develop this team. Now, I got an interesting take when Breezy come back in. Coach, you could chime in on this too, and then we're gonna get into the Knicks. Nick Claxton. How do you really feel about Claxton? Is he a centerpiece moving forward? Do you need to pair him with an offensive guy? I know we got Bridges and Cam Johnson, or would you try to move off Claxton and go get like Derek Lively or somebody like that in the draft, a younger big man with more of an offensive game?
Well, for me, I think Claxton has shown that he can play dribble handoff, and he's improving. Obviously in the passing lanes. Defensively, I think he's all world. I was kind of upset that he didn't make a first team or defensive team or whatever, man. But
Yeah,
it
me
is what it
too.
is. But I think I kind of see him going somewhat in the same direction as a Giannis in terms of like attacking. Free throw
Mm,
wise, he it is what it is.
yeah.
That's kind of explanatory,
Hmm.
unexplanatory. But I think Claxton is doing what he can do. I mean, he's working on what he could work on. My only problem with this team was Spencer Dinwiddie. I do not need him being my lead guard ever. No, and I advise for any other 29.
I agree. Yeah, I
And
totally
I
agree with that.
advise against the other 29 teams doing it as well. I told Breezy about this when we got him. I said he was a backup at best, man, and I stick to that. I'm like, yo, listen, we got the team that we got at the deadline. I understand that we really wasn't supposed to do nothing. Everybody getting on me about getting swept. I'm like, yo, our best player was Mikal Bridges. What you want us to do? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like I ain't using that as an excuse, but kind of excuses are already written, man. When you break the whole
Hmm.
thing up, when Kevin Durant and Kyrie ain't happy, and then they want to go somewhere else, and you seen what we all seen the face of their seasons and what happened to them. One didn't make the playoffs, and then one basically got walked down by the eventual champions, and then he ain't had no bench, and now he back over there trying to run shop over there in Phoenix and getting Chris Paul out and doing this and that the third. My thing is like, okay, yo, you know a whole lot more of what's going on than everybody else in the organization. For somebody that got 2 championships with Steph Curry, okay, all right, fine. So let's fire this dude. Let's bring in this dude. We do exactly what you did. Oh, okay, you don't like it? Yeah, nah, I want to go somewhere else. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is
But
the thing.
the problem though with Claxton, the reason I brought that up is after next year, Nick Claxton is going to be a free agent. So you're gonna have to give him a contract, or
Right,
you know what it is.
right.
So is he a guy worth paying that type of money, given his limitations offensively?
No, absolutely not. And the thing is, depending on this draft and what's gonna happen going forward, man, I think listen, the new CBA is basically it's basically giving the homegrown teams and all the other teams that don't have championships, a lot of Nuggets, a lot of Milwaukee, those type of teams, an opportunity to really not only grow their
What up? What up?
homegrown
What up,
talent.
Mac? What's good, bro?
What's good, man? Not only grow their homegrown talent, but to keep their homegrown talent and pay them like with the what you call it, not the hard cap, but the team cap type of thing or whatever they call that thing, or
Hmm.
like the friendly base or whatever. So that way you wouldn't have to dig in the cap. But the reason why and the reason why they made this rule up so that nobody don't do what LeBron did. Because LeBron basically shortcutted the entire process. Basically, he went from team to team. He basically said, "I need free agents, superstars. Let's be over the cap." He did that for all of these years, and the thing is, now the NBA got to make a rule so nobody else don't do it because they really wasn't expecting the Warriors to do what they did with Kevin Durant. See, when the thing is, when you could play fair with LeBron, man, they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like they want LeBron to play ball while everybody else got their hands behind their back. So like everybody can say, "Oh, yo, you can't stop him, bro. His hands tied behind his back, bro." Like, yo, that sounds like a Denver problem. Let's go, Bron. You know what I'm saying? So like you hear that all the time, bro. Like, and everybody be ignoring it. But when LeBron gets swept, it's a knee problem. It's this, that. It's he's old. It's all these other excuses. But I'm going off the topic. The point I'm trying to make is this: the Nick Claxton thing, that's probably going to run out. The Dorian Finney-Smith thing is probably gonna run out. It seems like what you need is more offense, on where you need it in terms of your stars and your go-to stars, and the defensive players you need from your role, your 3-and-D guys, your role players. That's what it seems like the formula is. But then again, certain teams can
It
win.
seems like it's going back to your big man playing more of a focus on the offensive end. When you're looking at Joker, when you're looking at Giannis, you're looking at Embiid, you're looking at guys like what's my man's name? We just talked about. But it seems like that's where it's going towards. And like you said, you got the big man, and then that big guy's got to be pause. That big guy's got to be versatile. You know what I'm saying? And be able to where you can be able to work your offense in. And that is the thing. We need a guy that can stretch the floor a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm looking at with Claxton now. You touched on something with the CBA, and I want Coach to get in here real quick. Let me give a couple shout outs to the chat. Mission Man, what's good, man? Long time no see, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Kev, what up, Kev, man? What's good with you, Kev, man? Appreciate you coming through, boy. How you doing, my man? Appreciate it. But yo, Coach, touch on the CBA thing real quick, and what all is going on with that, so we can kind of get some clarity on what's going on with that. I tried to read your article, but I think it was an Athletic article, and they won't let you. Gotta subscribe, and I ain't subscribing to them. So
I can show it to you. I'm subscribed to it, man. I'll bring it up for you right now.
But absolutely, man, absolutely. That's where I'm thinking at, Leaf, man. I do think that
No, you got it.
Okay, yeah. You the screen's up.
Here it is.
Right.
It's right. Even though the article's about the Knicks, basically, if you read it, after the NBA and the players agreed to a collective bargaining that will kick in July 1st at the start of free agency, the rest of the league will have to tweak their approach to handing out contracts. There's nothing glamorous about the long, complicated legal documents, but if you see the Knicks or anyone else do something funky, it may just be because of the CBA. With the start of free agency, there's 6 ways that the new CBA can affect. Well, this one is towards the Knicks. Says starting with matches salaries. All we hear about in Knicks land is the teams chase a star. Well, the team is in an even more advantageous position under a new CBA, which will make it more difficult for teams with expensive payrolls to deal for to not deal just for star players, but for any players at all. And basically what it's saying, you have to be below luxury tax line. Some of the new restrictive rules are being phased in, but here's the summary. It's adding the second apron, which will be 17.5 million above the luxury tax threshold and will hurt high payroll teams on the trade market. The Knicks, as constructed, could make a hypothetical star trade using players whose salaries come within 125% of the salary they're trading for, referred to as matching salaries. But during the 23-24 season, y'all can read this. I'm not going to keep reading all this stuff.
No, you don't got to keep reading it, man. But We kind of get the picture, man. So
the rules
basically,
here it is. This is what I want to say. The rules become more restrictive once the season ends. From that point on, teams above the second apron cannot aggregate players in the trade at all, meaning they can deal only one player at a time, and the salary matching rules become as prohibitive as possible. If two teams both above the first apron are making a trade, they can do the swap only with players who make identical salaries, down to the cent.
Wow. That down to the cent.
Down to the cent. And this is everyone in the league. This is really going to put a hamper if you're over the second threshold. All right, now there's also a first one. There was never a good time. Teams above the second apron are restricted in how they can build on their roster too. They could lose access to the taxpayer mid-level exception. Essentially, if a team is above the second apron, it can only sign players with minimum contracts or by using bird rights, which we all know about that. So it's really going to restrict player movement. And basically what this is about is you're going to have to do what you guys are talking about, draft and develop your players.
Yep. Because you're not going to be able to go out and just spend a bunch of money and go over that threshold, because if you do, you ain't going to be able to do much. It's going to hamstring you. You know what I'm saying? So all these big money teams like the Lakers and Celtics and all them, they're going to be hamstrung, and they're not going to be able to make these trades to add Dame and
so basically no more buying championships, bro. Like,
basically, yes.
Basically,
and then there's the extension for players coming off of rookie contracts, which now they can get 5 years, which means quickly and Topland are eligible for 5 years this summer. The extensions will kick in 2025, and Grimes is 25-26. It's also, and they're talking about Josh Hart. He isn't guaranteed, which is why he was going to opt out. Basically, they now can sign him for 4 years, and then this 13-year, he can sign and he can agree to go into it, and they'll automatically guarantee it. And now he's signed for 5 years. So basically, what they're trying to do is force teams to keep your own players, develop and keep your players and stop players from hopping around, like you were just talking about. Guys going from team to team to team to team, chasing championships. Well, now you want to develop your players within your whole organization. So it's really it's complicated. It's tricky. There's the frozen picks. When the team is above the second apron at the end of the season, the frozen pick, unquestionably the coolest new term that comes out. And what it means is that if a team is above the second apron, then its first round pick 7 years into the future cannot be traded. So you know how teams are always trading picks?
Yeah.
If you're above that second apron, you can't trade it now.
So you basically gonna have to make everybody in the draft work.
Yes. That's what this is saying.
I hope dudes know how to mark it off the court, man, because that money gonna be steep, bro. Like, I swear to God, like you better figure out how to get some marketing dollars.
Here's another one, okay? Because they're talking about all NBA teams. This is guys who want to make extra money. Players must compete in at least 65 games to be eligible for all NBA teams now. And if the rules applied to this season, 5 of the 15 players who made them would not have been on the ballot, and clearing the way for Brunson, who would have made it. And then if you're making that, this also allows them to gain extra money. Because, talking about Brunson in this situation, his starting salary when he goes for a supermax deal, if he plays in roughly 30, what is it? Here it is. He entered the market coming from the NBA today. He's eligible for supermax, meaning his contract will start at 35% of the salary cap instead of 30. So in this situation, Brunson, instead of being at 44, he would have been at 51 when he's eligible to sign for that supermax. So it's allowing guys to also make money if you're playing in at least 65 games during an eligible NBA season.
That's going to stop people from sitting out and all these games where they rest and they don't want to play, and because my pinky toe hurt.
That's going to see who's really injured and who's not, bro. Like, I mean, because that basically what this is like careers is gonna be shorter. Because
Yes.
if you really hurt, you really hurt. There ain't gonna be no more Kawhi, ain't gonna be no more Ben Simmons, ain't gonna be no more of that. Like, ain't gonna be no more LeBron. They basically like this is basically the NBA saying, yo,
KD,
like,
yeah.
yeah, this is basically saying, yo, LeBron, KD, Kyrie, Kawhi, Ben Simmons, yo, y'all pissing us off. We don't need no more of them. Listen, we respect their talent and what they do, bro, but we don't need no more of them. Bring your talent or just get out. It's just that simple.
Now we're going to talk about the mid
Let me
level.
answer real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Nimmer's been asking the question about RJ Barrett. Is he going to stay or leave the Knicks? What's your thoughts on RJ, real quick, Coach?
At the present moment, there's no way you're going to move him, especially with the new CBA coming into play.
Yeah, remember this is what we're talking about, Neymar. This his salary. He just got paid. What was his contract? Let me see if I can pull it up.
Was 109? I think it was it was at Brunson. I think it was Westbrook got 119. Brunson got 109. I think he got a little bit over.
He got 4 years, 107.
107, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. In 2025, teams can use the mid-level if untouched as a trade exception, according to the sources. That means that if they're above the salary cap, they can use the mid-level exception to sign a player, claim someone on waivers, or trade for someone who.
What's good, Sheldon? What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through.
So, I mean, there's so many different ways, and this was the one thing that I wanted to really focus on. All right, because this is talking about them keeping Derrick Rose instead of opting out of his contract. He has a team option for 15-6. Basically, he doesn't play. Unless they. I'm not going too far, but the only service that could justify picking up his son. Leading into this past trade deadline, lead sources says that the Knicks communicated to other teams that they were considering picking up Rose's team option if they felt his salary could help with a swap for a big-time player. Remember, the Knicks have to match salaries in trades. Rhodes' expiring deal, along with Evan Fournier's, is enough to land the Knicks a big-time player as long as they package those guys with draft picks and young talent. Mm-hmm. But the new rule gives another reason to keep Rose. At least someone in the leagues will try to dump future salary for those who are going to flip in. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. If somebody has a player who has 2 years, they might want to trade him because then it opens up salary. There's different ways and different things that you can do, with this new CBA. And again, this is just a quick article. I didn't dive fully into it. I don't know all the ins and outs, but that just there basically makes you say you can't really trade guys as much as you wanted to in the past, and guys can't jump around because this new CBA is going to stop that.
So basically, listen, the contending teams is going to be built like Denver, but just being less paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to earn your money. You're going to have to earn those Supermax contracts. They're just not going to give it to you. So
I'm with it. I'm with all of that because I believe a lot of the payments that happen in the NBA, bro, was based off potential. I mean, don't get me wrong. These what's going to happen is these contracts that are in place now, they're going to stand as they are, man. I mean, obviously, Dame is going to make $62 million after next year. Whatchamacallit is going to make $50-some million or whatever. Like, it's going to be a whole lot of. But after these deals, the next Supermax contract is going to be given to like a real head honcho. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's really out here, Debo in the league, bro. Like on some next all-time greats type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking forward to the next 5+ years of the NBA because it's going to really prove, who's the real tough and the phony. It's gonna separate the phonies, man, from the tough dudes. So.
Most definitely, man. Mission Man says the center always played a big part in the NBA. Now the center is more effective as being more versatile.
Fair, yes.
Absolutely, man. Go ahead, Rafi. What you got for us?
Oh man, I just wanna just finish doing the live stream between Yankees versus Mets. Yeah, they actually struggling, but right now they just won against the Mets because first of
Absolutely,
all,
man. Go Yankees.
yeah, and I feel bad because first of all, it was originally like the live stream because I just wanted to collaborate with Jeffrey to do the Yankees versus Mets, but it came with a very so soon. But I just dedicated that live stream of the Subway Series, and I just wanted to tell you, sorry Mets fans, but I'm really really sorry. But the Yankees won, and of course we got some great pitchers. Some of them don't, but they have so much power at the bat, and sorry they have matches around the bat, the pitching style, but. It's kind of let's get it like it too soon right now, but anyways, just wow, what can I say about it? It really gets me happy to do it like the Yankees won, but right now they had to still struggle with what's happened for the batting and of course for the pitching style. That's what that's where they worry about it.
Hmm. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Good win by the Yankees tonight. Now one more thing just to wrap up the basketball conversation, and then we're gonna wrap up the show here in a little bit.
Yep.
Coach, this thing Charles Oakley said, I do want to touch on this. Charles Oakley saying he'll take Aaron Gordon over Julius Randle because Gordon does the little things. Also goes on to say LeBron James and Dwayne Wade took charges. You ain't too cute. You have to do what the game calls for. If you want to win, move the needle. You can't just go out there and score 30 points. Again, the NBA is more of a superstar league now. It is. It's not. And the Nuggets and the Heat kind of showed you something. That's why I was asking again, coming back to what I was saying earlier. What did you learn from the Nuggets Heat series? If you look at that Heat team, I mean, you got Butler, you got Bam. They got some good pieces over there, but it's nobody that's really popping off the charts. You know what I'm saying? That team is built as a team, as a glue team. All the parts fit together. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to go out there and do little things. I don't see a lot of guys diving for loose balls no more. I don't see guys, taking charges, running out of bounds. A lot of these guys, like Julius Randle, they just want to get the ball offensively, dribble, shoot, go back, play little to no defense, and then go back on the other end of the court and call back for the ball again, and refuse to actually go out there and do the dirty work. Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, guys like that back in the day, Charles Barkley, the Davis boys over there in Indiana, some of these players I grew up with, gritty, hard-nosed players, did little things, but they had value. Now in the NBA, I feel like you don't have much value if you can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be a two-way player nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these teams are built just basically of guys that do more shooting and more play more offense than actually going out there being glue guys, as we like to call them around here, and actually doing what's necessary for the team. Look, Julius Randle can easily, or you can pick any player. We're just talking about Julius Randle because that's who Oakley was referring to. Julius Randle can easily go out there and be a high assist guy, a high rebound guy, and score less points. But in his mind, he feels that he's the star of the team, and that's the problem with the Knicks. You got a guy that feels like he's the star of the team when he really should be more of a supplemental piece. The Nets are trying to get that out of Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons just sucks. I'm sorry, he's just fucking garbage. So like he would be the perfect glue guy for somebody's team. Somebody that goes out there and does the small things, like a Dennis Rodman, like those type of players. You don't have those type of players no more. And particularly with the New York Knicks, man, I think Julius Randle is a big part of that, man. But What's your thoughts on that, Coach? And then we'll get Leaf and then come back to you, Rafi.
I'm sorry, what were you saying there, bro? I was queuing up this Oakley because I don't know if you heard. Did you want me to play it?
Oh, it's a sound bite?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Definitely.
Win, you're gonna be able to take the win. That's what it should be.
The reason I take Eric Gordon over Julius Randle is
the little thing. He do the little things better.
That's what I'm about to say.
Absolutely.
I'm about to say Julius doesn't do the little things that Aaron Gordon is willing to do.
But you know what? That's what a lot of scores get caught up in. And then you look at LeBron taking charges. You look at Dwayne Wade taking charges when they played. It wasn't about, I'm the first option, second option. You do what the game calls for at that time. You ain't too cute. Take a charge. Dive for a ball. We see LeBron and them guys. But that's why NBA get me so, like, this guy's out. I'm not that type of player. No, dude, if you want to win, you're going to be one to take the win. That's what you should be saying. If I get 25 and take 3 charges, I had to do that because the game calls for that. See, these guys don't want to do that other stuff. I got to get my 25 and that's it. They got one-way players, and then you always talk about we're not moving the needle. No, you got to do the little things to move the needle. They always get 30 points.
That's Charles Oakley who was speaking. And you heard exactly his point and his emphasis. A lot of what you guys are saying, right now, it's, these guys are not sacrificing. They're not, even superstars, like he said, Dwayne Wade taking charges, doing the little things. You go back to the Jordan era. Jordan would take charges. You don't have guys like that now who are willing to do that, and that's the thing that hurts this game. And why a good many percentage of the fans are not completely invested. I mean, I'll admit to you, there are times when I'm not invested because the game is just, it's not the same, man. I grew up on, the Lakers and the Knicks, the Lakers of the 70s into the 80s and the Knicks in the 80s, all the way down, late 70s into the 80s, all the way down, so what was the thing about these guys, even the Celtics, and and then you look at the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys, playing physical, doing little things. You got John Sally taking charges, Rodman taking charges, even Bill Lambert for all his antics, he will get on there and jump over, the tables, go diving for a ball. You don't see that nowadays with a lot of guys. They'll just, I want to go get my money. And they want to take pictures for IG, and they want to try and find a female in the stand and say that's my next mission. They're losing the sight of first of all, it's a team sport, and you're trying to win a championship, and these guys are not built to win a championship. It's a sad thing, and it's destroying the game, as a whole right now, because it takes away. And that's why when you see a team like, Milwaukee, like y'all were saying earlier with Giannis, how he worked to get up to it, and now Jokic, that's the thing. That's the beauty, So guys like Julius Randle, y'all hear me how I talk about that about him. He's going to be an aberration. And he's going to be walked out of the league eventually. So, that's just my take on the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I you make good points, Coach, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that is true, man. Like you have to be more than just a scorer. You know what I'm saying? You need your superstar to do more. Look at Joker. Jamal Murray. They averaging triple doubles. You see him out there hustling, man, doing the little things, you know what I'm saying? No flashy superstars, somebody's not going up there throwing up 50, shooting 10 threes every game, to high flying acrobats and dunks and stuff like that. You got to be more of an all around basketball player. And it's just not a lot of all around basketball players in the league. You got offensive guys and you got defensive guys, and that's pretty much where it is. Back in the day, like you said, those guys played both sides of the court, and it's just, I just don't see that a lot in today's game. Now, real quick, I'm gonna answer the Saquon question, then we're gonna get to you, Leaf, and then you, Rafi, and then we're gonna wrap up. The Saquon Barkley situation, we touched on that earlier, Shelton. We all believe a deal's gonna get done eventually, but is it going to get a little sticky? Yeah, because it's probably going to go up to the last minute, and you got fans already panicking, and that's just how the fan base is. But I think the Giants and Saquon eventually will be all right. But that's how these things are. They kind of just drag out and take their time. But Leaf, if you're still with me, touch on what Charles Barkley said there, man, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean Charles Oakley.
Yeah. What Charles Oakley was saying, basically is like, yo, everybody seems to be more concerned with scoring, and to the way today's game is definitely a lot more versatile. If you go look at the Nuggets lineup, everybody from 1 to 5 could score. And the thing is, when you have your center who is the best passer on your team, that makes it a lot more easy because now you draw the big man out his assignment, and now there's no shot blockers down there. You know what I'm saying? So guys like a 6'10" Aaron Gordon could get a easy cut, an easy backdoor mismatch or a layup. MPJ is his shot not falling. He could go get on that glass. That's the thing with MPJ. Went to go do when his shot wasn't falling, got on the glass. Bruce Brown. Everybody think I'm mad about Bruce Brown, man. I'm not, bro. Like Bruce Brown went and played his ass off. He played He played 3 of the most important games of his career, of his life, and helped that team win a championship. Man, he was a big addition to that team. KCP, who we all thought when he used to play for the Pistons was just a shooter, bro. He went out there, played great defense.
He stepped up.
Great defense on Jimmy Butler because he knew Jimmy. He didn't fall for none of Jimmy's. Yep. He didn't fall for none of Jimmy's pump fakes. None of that. Aaron Gordon played great defensively. The biggest test for Denver defensively was Joker in the pick and rolls. And even though Joker didn't play as good as obviously Joker is not a good defender. Obviously, we all know that, man. Like just by seeing it, it don't seem like his body is even built to play defense. His body's more built, like you know what I'm saying. Like it's just not, you know what I'm saying. But the thing is, the Mike Malone and the other players on that team didn't allow that to rattle him. He's like, yo, all right, yo, you got in foul trouble. Okay, yo, don't worry about it. We go big. We go small lineup, and we got you. We go with Aaron Gordon at the 5, MPJ at the 4, and then we go with the Jeff Green, and then we got you. We're gonna take care of you defensively. We're gonna do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody think it was more of what Denver didn't do. But the thing is, a lot what Denver did on offense was their defense. When you got a big sloppy Serbian setting shoulder lean screens on you, set shoulder lean screens on you, bro. That's
shoulder lean screens.
Yeah. He setting them young shoulder lean screens on you, bro. That's gonna wear you down. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, that's gonna wear you down. That's gonna wear you down on the offense end. So when you get back on the offense end, Miami shooters ain't got nothing left because they were spending the whole time on mismatches on all islands. Wow, what was Bam could do all he could do, but what was Jimmy doing? Jimmy Butler went from Michael Jordan's illegitimate son to Juwanna Man in one series, bro. Like basically, you know what I'm saying. So my thing is like, hey, listen, everything that he said is 100% correct. But the thing is, you got to have guys that's willing to get dirty. You got to have guys that's willing to go for the hustle plays and go get the 50-50 plays and go win those. Yo, or do you want it? Yo, hey, it's gonna be a loose ball flying out of bounds. 2 or 3 of your guys on that team. It don't have to be the star player because you're gonna protect the star player nowadays. You're gonna make sure he don't get hurt because if he get hurt, then your offense is basically going up into shit. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, yo, you gotta have the grit guys. They grit guys for that team was KCP, Bruce Brown. We knew Bruce Brown was a grit guy, and he came out there and added grittiness to Aaron Gordon to go get on the boards. Added grittiness to MPJ, who went and got it on the boards when his shot wasn't falling. I'm hearing people saying, yo, get rid of MPJ because his money is too long. What the hell with that? The money is too long. The money is too long. He got drafted there. He deserved that money. You know what I'm saying? He played his ass off because he went and got it somewhere else. His shot wasn't falling. He was shooting terrible from 3. but he went to go get it on the boards every other night. He was averaging about a good 8+ boards a night. The same thing with Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown made a key offensive rebound putback in the fourth quarter of that game yesterday. Got around the guy, snuck around the back, snuck around, got the putback layup and put them up. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like you need to hustle guys in different areas. It's a lot of 3-and-D guys as your role players these days. It's a lot of guys that could either play defense or get to a spot and you could you could get them on mismatches. You could put them on islands. A lot of these players, a lot of the role players today are 10 times better than the role players back then. 10 times, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the one thing we can admit, bro. Like because the role players back then, they played their position, they did what they did, and they wasn't allowed to do nothing else. You had your power forward, who's your rebounder, your intimidator guy. You had your small forward who could play defense, and guard, like your wing, so your star player wouldn't have to. You had your two guard who was your shooter on some like Reggie Miller come off the screen type stuff, and you had your point guard who was to bring up the ball, get everybody involved, calm the game down, your ball handler. Now it's different. Now you flop that around and you invert it and you shuffle it like a deck of cards. Now your big man, a la Joker, is your best passer, and he's dotting the court up, man, like he a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like I know who you
Mm-hmm.
gonna be. Yo, as soon as you get we know what the play is. As soon as I get the ball, touch pass, easy bucket for Aaron Gordon. You got Aaron Gordon, MPJ having the time of their life, getting easy layups and easy dunks. They don't have to shoot. Because you with your big man as your best passer, now everything is moved out of the lane. And don't be surprised if a team like the Houston Rockets with Sangoon, with the way that he passes the ball, could do the same. But the thing is, the thing about Joker is he can stretch the floor too. It's a combination
Mm-hmm.
of three different players when you watch him. It's a combination. It's a little bit of Dirk Nowitzki, a little bit of RV the
I can see
Sabonis,
that.
and a little bit of Zach Randolph. The way he could move, because he
Mhm.
because he hey,
Mm.
he could play you. He could play inside. I could get to the paint. I could
Mm.
abuse you on the low block. I could play on the perimeter. I could get past you. I could play screen and roll off the ball. All of that. And however way you want him to play, he could play. And we got a jack of all trades at that five position, and a two-time MVP. Two-time MVP. It should have been three-time MVP, but they screwed him. And a finals MVP and now a champion. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that like you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna see a lot of that in the league coming in soon. A lot of these overseas players, they value the basic concepts of basketball, simple bounce pass,
Yeah, I'm starting to
simple
notice that too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they value those concepts, and a lot of the players over here, we really built on flash and athleticism,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and once
Excellent
those
point.
yeah, and once those things run out, and more advantages and height advantages and things like that, the things that you can't teach. What's the thing that Kevin Durant is still living off a wingspan and his height?
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is still playing the same way he been playing. Now it's just slow because he older. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how fast LeBron used to get up the court? Now,
Yeah.
now he's doing the same thing. He didn't work on a lot of the fundamentals. He could hit a shot every now and again, but the thing is, that's not his go-to. That's not what he's killing you off of. When I seen
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan on the Wizards, he was averaging 20+ points off of fundamentals. That's it, because he didn't
Yup.
have air no more.
Facts.
He didn't have air no
Facts.
more, bro. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't have it no more. It was basically, listen, jab step, you reach, I teach, simple backboard shot. I can hit this mid range all night long. Get my hands underneath the dribble, bro. Like you gonna go for the cross, my hand is right there. And the thing about Michael Jordan, bro, he had good hands. He had great hands
Yup.
for his size. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, he
And
could
when
get to
he
the
developed that fadeaway, it was a wrap because
yes,
now you got a guy that can get by you, get into the hoop, and he can also kill you from the outside. And he developed a post game. You see what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
Michael Jordan, even Kobe Bryant, is why I respect him so much, is because their game evolved. I don't
yes.
see LeBron James' game evolve. He's playing the
No,
same way, like you said, Leaf,
exactly.
and that way is not sustainable. You know,
No.
at some point, you're going to be slow, and you're not going to be able to get those type of buckets no more.
And yeah, and this is the thing, that exposed another player in the series, aka Jimmy Butler, aka Juwanna Man. You know what I'm saying? So like, because the thing is, what he like to
Water
do,
bed.
what he like to do is go right and go for that pump fake. Aaron Gordon didn't fall for that. KCP didn't fall for that. Bruce Brown didn't fall for that. They stayed their ground. They waited for him. And this is the problem when you limited on or when your skills is limited in the offensive set because the thing Jimmy Butler came in the league as a defensive player. The thing a
He
lot of people
did.
don't know that when he developed his offensive game and he started breaking out for these scores, a lot of it was based off a lot of his athleticism. If you notice anything
Mm-hmm.
about Jimmy, what he was going off in the Milwaukee series, it was basically a lot of bump. All right, yo, I'm gonna bump you off the spot. I'm gonna get that loop to get to the little close range, and I'm taking that shot. I'm gonna take like 2 dribbles over here, get to the spot. I'm taking that. The thing about Kobe, Jordan, they had moves. They had plan A,
Mm-hmm.
plan B, C, D. Like
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know what they was gonna do. You didn't know if they was gonna go over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, up and under. You didn't know if they was gonna do this, that, and
Oh
the third. They had
nah, Mets. His game did evolve. Kobe came in the league. He was not a shooter. He was more of a dunker. And Kobe's game developed as far as passing. His defensive game developed, and he got those post moves. He got that fadeaway. He got that pump fake going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're talking about. You know,
yeah,
LeBron James' game has not evolved. He's
exactly.
the same
The
player.
skill
You
set
know,
has
he
evolved.
shoots the same way. He's not getting a higher percentage from the um from the
From the
3-point
three.
line, from the outside. He's not getting a higher percentage from his foul shots.
Nah,
You know, he's not as good of a defender as he used to be. So, I
obviously.
mean, you see what I'm saying? He's
Exactly,
not.
and this is the thing that misleads a lot of people that just watch the stat sheet and just watch everything up, like, and they don't really watch how a player plays. You know what I'm saying? What's his weaknesses? What's his go-to moves? He don't like to go left. Like the thing is, when you play basketball, you could easily study that. The thing is, and this is a lot of the concepts that I had growing up. Yo, he don't like to go left, bro. Like lead him left. Okay, I lead him left, man. He gonna try to pass it. He ain't going for a shot because he don't like to go left. If you go right, you give him the right eye, he's gonna take that all day long. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about LeBron James has always been an opportunist scorer. The thing is, if he get a little itty bitty guy on him, he get a European on him, and he running full speed to the basket, he always could score in transition. That's how he's good.
Mhm,
That's how he's able to become the all-time leading scorer. Do a longevity and just leak outs and run outs and a lot of
mhm,
easy dunks and a lot of easy layups. Most of his shooting is not that great. Most of his shooting is not
mhm.
that great. Trust me, bro. Like the thing is, when he had to take jump
It's
shots,
not.
when his first year in the league, when he had to take jump shots, when them lanes was closed off, you still had bigs at the 5 and the 4. He was taking a lot of jump shots, and he was barely shooting 40% from the field, barely. That they took away the Ben Wallace's after Madison's and the Palace and all of that. Guess what? Now he jumped to 28, 29 per game because can't
Mhm,
nobody because then they added the transition foul because now you can't slow down LeBron no more. If you foul LeBron, he get a free throw, but
mhm.
he can
Yeah,
barely shoot
exactly.
free throws.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing
Yeah.
is, to touch on what Oakley was saying, man. Listen, you need a lot at all 5 positions, but listen, if you can have a lot of offense, but 3 out of the 4, listen, a lot of your guys got to be able to score. You can't have defensive liabilities out there. You can't.
Hmm.
If you're gonna have a defensive liability out there, it better be one because he is the main guy that's gonna get exposed. Because the thing is, you gotta be able to counter react it with your offense as well, and that's what Denver was able to do in this series. They counteracted everything with their offense because the thing is. A lot of people don't know Joker's defense is really his offense. When he set screens on offense and those dudes is afraid to run into him because he weighed like a good 285, 290. That shit hurt.
Mm.
Trust me, it
Yeah.
do. I done ran into a 290 dude, bro. Like, and I'm barely 200 pounds, man. That ain't no fun. Ain't no
Yeah,
fun to be
man.
running into them dudes, man. So like the thing is, his offense is really his defense because he could wear you down on offense, by getting into the post and throwing his shoulder, throwing his weight around. You know what I'm saying? So like the thing is, defensively, it worked because a lot of the other guys stepped up too. When you got the Aaron Gordons and the Bruce Browns, and you got the KCPs and you got the MPJs and you got them holding their
Mhm,
own on defense, it works a lot for you too, and that's why the Nuggets was able to win their first NBA championship. So a lot of guys got to stay 10 toes down on defense, but your main guy could play offense, but they got to pick up the slack mostly.
Well said, man. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna let you get your last word in, Rafi, but I'm gonna wrap up. Let me do this real quick. We're gonna do kind of a rapid fire segment here. To get through the rest of the teams that we haven't covered tonight. Obviously, big news on the baseball side. Yankees and Mets playing Subway Series. Yankees took this game tonight 7-6. I was peeping in on the game as we were doing the show.
Pardon me, Pop, man. I got to roll, man. I got to put this phone back on the charger. I had a dead on. It's almost down. I made y'all up. Yeah. I made y'all up later, man. I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate everybody. Salute.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Leaf, man. Go subscribe to Leaf's page, man. Good dude, man. Very knowledgeable, man. Particularly on basketball, man. Always like listen to his knowledge, dropping gems over here. Heart of the city, man. Y'all hit that like button. Please share and subscribe. Support my man, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, doing his Read and React podcast. And go check out Raphael, man, doing all sports streams over there, Mr. El Capitan. But let me get to the Yankees. So Yankees Mets. It was a back and forth nip and tuck game. Yankees were up, and then they went down. Then the Mets tied. Yankees came back, got another hit, scored, and then the Mets loaded the bases in the bottom of the eighth. That's when things got sticky. Yankees were able to get out that jam. Clay Holmes getting them out of there, and that was it, man. That was a wrap.
Don't forget the Mets pitcher that got thrown out for sticky stuff on him.
Oh yeah, that was True Smith. That was before this pitching.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Now you see. Okay. But yes, Yankees getting the dub here. 39-29, the Yankees record. Mets 31-36. Tough for the Mets, man. I know Jeff somewhere is cursing right now. Shout out to my guy, man. But the Mets had to take this L tonight, man. The Yankees needed this victory. They were lost the last couple series, and I feel like they needed this game. Severino has not pitched well. His ERA is 6.
No, I just saw the Severino's pitching, but it came really complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing like a lot of pitchers in baseball, but this one is very complicated with the pitching style. It was like a very weak.
So says, what would the panel think if the Giants bringing in Dalvin Cook for a visit? I don't want Dalvin Cook.
No, it makes no sense.
We got Dalvin Cook. We got a better Dalvin Cook. His name's Saquon Barkley. Yeah, that's an easy answer.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're gonna have to pay him even more than what you would have to want. He's gonna want more. So
right, he's gonna want.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and the Vikings didn't want to pay it. Why would the Giants? But back to the baseball. Yankees getting the dub here. I think they got one more game. I think they got one more game to play. I think it's just a 2-game series, 3-game series.
Yeah.
Just a 2-game series, right?
Yeah, those are the 2-game series because they're gonna play West.
Yeah, they playing tomorrow, and then yeah, that's it. All right, yeah, that's what I thought. So Yankees with opportunity to sweep the Mets here. The Mets have been struggling very badly, and it's tough, man. But their pitching has let them down. Obviously, Scherzer getting rocked today. Not good. Now, real quick news on the New York Jets. They're telling Zach Wilson to be ready because they feel that Aaron Rodgers could be on a little bit of a pitch count. He might not play all the games. He has been injured in recent seasons. So thought it was interesting that the Jets telling Zach Wilson to be on standby. They said Zach Wilson looks good this training camp, this in the OTAs. So that's a little bit of Jets news I got, man. But I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of Jets news during the season. So just be patient, Jets fans. Keep it locked in to Heart of the City. We're gonna get into a lot of the Jets coming up here because I'm sure they're gonna give us a lot of headlines to talk about. Now, Coach, take us out with the Liberty. I posted the Liberty score. They took the L tonight, 86-79 to the Dream. And then you could touch on the Rutgers news.
Well, the Liberty came out today. First and
Brianna
foremost,
Stewart was struggling, wasn't she?
Yeah,
when I
she
looked
was
at the score, she
struggling.
was like 1 for 10.
Yeah, I think she had ended up with 11 or 12 points. But here's the biggest thing. I don't really get too down about this game because Sabrina Ionescu didn't play also. So you know your top two scorers, your top scorer is struggling, and your second top scorer, who is on a hot streak, she's been killing it for three like crazy, didn't play. So you know they just blew out Atlanta. Now it is bad to lose at home, but in the same token, like I said, Atlanta, to their credit, they were physical. They were very physical in this game, and you know the Liberty were frustrated, and they were complaining about that. And Sandy, one move that was interesting is she really didn't play a lot of her centers like she normally does. JJ did play, for the most part, but everyone else really played, I think, maybe top 5 minutes. That she went with a more smaller lineup, and that's also why Atlanta was a lot more physical. I mean, Liberty were putting up threes, and they weren't hitting threes. The only one who really was hitting some threes was Marie Johannes. I mean, that girl is a straight baller. She ended up with 18 points tonight. So, but it is what it is. I mean, that's their third loss of the season so far. So I think right now they're
6-3.
Yeah, 6-3. They're in the third place in the East. So, but it's also a matter of still developing that continuity, and being familiar where everyone is going. There were times that they were moving and missed each other. But on the flip side, the Liberty are the highest assist team in the league.
Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, so this is what happens when a journal with this one. Okay, so this is what happened in the center of this one.
What happened?
Is he talking to us or?
I don't know. I think he got his mic unmuted.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, no problem. So, and then in terms of Rutgers, there's a lot going on in Rutgers this weekend. Both in basketball and in football, they were racking up recruits like crazy. Rutgers just picked up a 4-star today. They also signed the kid they signed today is he's a 6'8" power forward, can play defense, good handle, decent range with the shot. He's still a developmental, but he's a 4-star kid. They also signed a kid out of Monroe College in the Bronx, a 6'11" center, developmental center.
Wow. Okay.
But
BX in the house. All right.
Yeah, but he's also from Nigeria. He just started playing basketball a few years ago. So, it's matching up with Cliff. Cliff, they're both from Nigeria. So, and this is going to be Cliff's last year before he goes to the NBA anyway. So, also Ace Bailey, their top recruit for next year, was just upgraded to the number 2 recruit in his class. And Dylan Harper who's Ron Harper Jr. and Ron Harper Sr. Those are his family. He's out now. The
Oh
number one.
wow. Okay.
He's the number one kid in number one recruit in the country. His top two teams right now are Rutgers and Duke, but all indications are because he plays with Ace Bailey right now on the USA team, and they're also on the same AAU teams, and all indications are he's coming to Rutgers. So, and Rutgers, I think, is number 3 in their recruiting class. So once they get Dylan Harper committed, they're going to end up with the number one recruiting class in the country. So, and on the football side, Rutgers just signed, I believe it was 5 or 6, or not signed. They signed one kid from University of Maine, tight end, 6'5", 250 pounds. He's definitely a player that everyone's going to be looking at. He had offers, I believe he had offers from Georgia Tech. I know it was UMass, Rutgers. I think it was Syracuse, Pitt, but he chose Rutgers. And one of the biggest reason is the DC was actually the head coach who recruited him to Maine when he went there. And the linebacker coach was the defensive coordinator there. So the familiarity, is the reason why he came here, and he feels that he has a better opportunity to get to the pros through Rutgers. And then they just signed a plethora of young kids. They signed twin boys last week. They signed a linebacker. They signed a safety athlete. The linebacker's from Michigan. The safety athlete is from Florida. They signed a defensive tackle from Erasmus Hall in Brooklyn. They signed a wide receiver from Mallard Creek in North Carolina. Kid is a legitimate 4.39 40 for
Wow.
Exactly. So and right now their recruiting class, they have 15 kids. The recruiting class is ranked in the top 20, but that's because they have 15 kids, and a lot of other schools they're in the single digits. So ultimately their class is probably going to end up in the mid 30s, maybe closer to the 40s. But still, that's still good for Rutgers, and that's still good for a team in the Big Ten. And also, the Big Ten also locked in what is called protected teams. And protected teams mean you're going to play certain teams every year, no matter what. For Rutgers, is Maryland, and then they have protected 2-year teams for the next 2 years, which is Penn State and UCLA. So every 2 years, there's going to be basically a back-to-back. And then everything else is going to be, there's no more divisions. So they're going to end up playing over the next 2 years. I mean, over a 2-year period, though, I believe they're going to play everyone in the conference at least once. So, which is a good thing. That's especially with UCLA and USC coming in. Like I said, they have UCLA the first 2 years. And then I think the next 2 years after that, they'll have USC the second year when USC comes in. So first year UCLA comes here, second year they go to UCLA. So, and and Rutgers women, they're on campus now. A lot of the girls are coming in, and I think they're up to 12 scholarship players. So it's going to be interesting. So that's pretty much it.
Good stuff, man. That the Rutgers having a number 1 recruiting class is interesting.
Yeah, and see what's funny. What's so funny?
They're getting more local talent now, Coach.
No, Ace Bailey is from Georgia. they're getting national kid recruits now. The thing about it is, they did lose 2 guys from last year's team. They lost Cam Spencer, who was also one of their top scorers. He actually went to UConn, and the reason probably why he went to UConn because they signed him as a grad transfer, but he's also getting some NIL money. So, because come on, UConn just won the national championship, so they're going to throw that money. Facts. And he's a great 3-point shooter. But they also lost Paul McCahey. Paul McCahey was one of their top players the last 4 years, but he entered into the transfer portal. There were so many different rumors. One of the most reliable who does reporting, basically said that he's in his feelings. He didn't like that the way the fans were criticizing him, and everyone's like, look, you're from Jersey, you're from Bayonne, New Jersey, and you're complaining about the fans criticizing you. So it's like, but with them leaving, this opens up even. I mean, they have the scholarship, they're replacing them, and they're getting better talent. And what they said is Paul McCahey slowed the offense down. The guys that they're bringing in allows Rutgers to run. So, and that's going to be a good thing. And then also, with Noah Fernandez, they brought in from Massachusetts. So he's a 5'11". He's a 5'11" point guard. He's a senior, but the kid can shoot, and he's fast, so he'll get the ball up the court quickly. So, so it's yeah, you lose one aspect, but you're bringing in younger, faster guys and more versatile guys. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm definitely excited to see what's happening going into next year.
Yeah, me too, man. Good to see Rutgers on the come up, man. Let's see if they can actually, make some noise, man. And really, get over the top, man. That would be great to see. I'm gonna be keeping my eye on Rutgers, as well as Syracuse, a lot more this season. Last bit of news we got: Rangers finalizing for their new coach, Peter Laviolette. He had coached the Islanders before, more recently, the Washington Capitals. An established coach. Some fans don't really like the hire, of course. Gerard Gallant, they had to move off of him, but this guy is a proven coach. He has taken teams to the Stanley Cup finals. Most recently, a 2006 championship with the Carolina Hurricanes. So, hey, it's a shot for the Rangers. The Rangers, what's going on with the Rangers is they're competing. They need to get over that hump. They're kind of in a situation, weirdly enough, is like a team like the Knicks, where you have a good enough team to compete, but you need the coach that can get you to the next level, that can get you in the title conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're looking to get here with Peter Laviolette. So we'll see if the Rangers can take that next step. Of course, they had that tough series against the Devils, ended up losing in the first round in that series. But let's see if the Rangers can get it done finally, man, and take that next step with Peter Laviolette, because I guess they felt kind of stale with Gallant because it just wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't get past what they need to get past. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got teams like the Devils to contend with in your division. So we shall see. We shall see, man. But news on the Rangers front. And that's really all we got for you tonight, man. I gotta cut it short, man. I am on a new schedule, so gotta get some Z's. But appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up. Show was lit tonight all night long. Appreciate all my panel guests. Of course, Big Blue Crew. We got Classified 3F with Joe, G-Way with J-Leg. Go check out his video. Just dropped here a little while ago. And definitely go check out G Nation Inside Sports. Big Bro Lou doing that boxing, man. Leather to the face Saturdays, man. Of course, my man Leaf in the building, man. Go check out his channel, man. He do excellent work on the basketball, the Brooklyn Nets. Real tapped into the NBA. Go check out Raphael, who does a little bit of everything, man. Definitely do a lot of live streaming on the games. And of course, last but definitely not least, go check out Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports, man, and that Read and React show, man. Love those interviews, Coach. Keep those things coming, man. But That's all I got for tonight. You got anything else, Coach, man, before we tap out? Yep. All right. I guess that's the cue. All right. We're gonna get out of here, y'all. Appreciate each and every one for coming. Appreciate my chat, man.
I'm
No
sorry.
mess.
I was muted. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was muted.
Go ahead.
I was just saying. I got a special interview tomorrow with Tommy G. With Tommy Tate. So that's coming out tomorrow. I also, after the audio comes out, I actually have the video premiered. So if you want to catch the video later on tomorrow afternoon, you could do that. And I'll also have the full show on Friday. So that'll be out. And I'm working on one more project for this week. Hoping I can get it done. And if I do, it'll probably come out on Thursday. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, Jeffy T. We love you, Jeff. We miss you, bro.
Love you, bro. For sure, man. Miss you, man. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Big fan, Breezy. You already know Brooklyn Nets vlog. Definitely go subscribe to Breezy's page, man. You know what I'm saying? He definitely be cooking over there. Got a lot of special guests, a lot of good content, man. A lot of good debate, good friendly debate, man. It's a good show, man. Check out him and Tea Time. I think they're doing their show now on Saturday mornings. I usually wake up to that show, so definitely go check out Who Run the City, Knicks versus Nets. And everybody in the chat, bookends, no Mets. You know what I'm saying? Nimar, appreciate you, man. Appreciate all y'all coming in. Mission Man, you know what I'm saying? Hadn't seen you in a while, bro. Appreciate you. Shelton, man, coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? Kev, man, another one of my boys, man, coming through, man. Koof, man, of course, man. Miss Wise, Wifey, man. Earl, see all y'all. Levance, Tudo. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you, Fridge. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody coming through the show tonight, man. We lit, but we out, man. Till next Tuesday, man. We gonna be back. So, peace.